else.
Oh shit! Sorry, Tony. I accidentally hit the button. We're broadcasting right now.
No,
Either that or you did it.
No, I hit it. It's cool.
Okay. Hey, Green Dragon Tavern Chats. How y'all doing tonight?
Picking up the slack here. Talk about.
There you go. We can talk about that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Springfield XDM 9mm. 9mm. All right.
Damn, I had that same gun, brother.
Fucking
I had that very same gun. Oh, I didn't have the compact. I had the.
Yeah. That's the compact one. Fuck
Sweet
yeah.
fucking trigger too, bro. You're gonna love that trigger.
Oh, actually, my wife will have to love on this trigger. This is her new carry piece. She upgraded from the Ruger LCP to a Springfield Armory XDM, brother.
Oh, that's a fucking huge upgrade, man.
I still got my big ugly Glock.
Oh, I got mine
fucking
too.
ugly Glock.
I keep telling my wife I think I might have to steal this one. This is nice, man. This is nice.
Oh, we gotta share this too. That's what we got.
There with 9mm hollies.
Yeah. We gotta figure out how to share this motherfucker.
And yes, there is one in the chamber, as the chamber indicator suggests.
Oh, they're sweet, dude. They make you shoot good. I mean, that motherfucker, I'll tell you. I had an XDM9. What's up? See, I told you I'd get him in.
Guys.
What's up, my brother? Fucking took that to the range stinger. That bitch was just shooting fucking dead fucking center, man. All the time. Just nice ass groups. But I don't know. I just, I had to trade it up. Got a Glock. That's how I got the Glock 21. I traded the XDM9.
Yeah, I love that 21. I'd love to get one. But now I'm thinking maybe I should just get the XDM 45.
No, stick with the Glock.
I don't know, man. It's nice. It's nice. And I like bitone colors, and they make it in a bitone. Come on.
So was mine.
Guns.
My Glock. My Glock was fucking flat dark curve.
I want to do an early shout out because he took
Hold on, Tony. I don't think we're running live right now, bro.
Yeah, we
are.
It's just not in the feed yet for some reason.
Oh, come on.
That's what it was doing.
Yeah, no.
Remember last time you said.
I just clicked it, and we're live.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I see us running on the YouTube.
Let me do a shout out to Kevin Tech Daddy. He shouted us out while he had probably about 120 people. He was doing a chat with Jaeger, so it was a pretty big ass chat. He shouted us out. And,
What's up, Tech?
Yeah, so shout out to him. And then there's no comment. I think there's how many comments? I don't think there's any comments.
No, we got a couple comments.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Tommy Boy. Hi, all. Just got off Tac Daddy's and Jaeger's chat. J. McKay, 6Man1, Caregiver, and J. Watt.
Right on.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, 10 round?
We get it. The numbers are coming slowly.
Hey, Tony, you started this up or G started this up, bro?
It was all G.
Stinger started up. Stinger sent me a link. And then I spread.
No, it was Tony that started it.
Oh, Tony started, okay.
Yeah.
My bad, team.
It was Town. I knew it was.
Either going to be Tony, Chris, or myself, man. One of us.
Yeah,
we were telling Chris because he said he might start it up. I was like, wait till 6:46 our time. If nobody starts it up, then start it up. And if you can't start it up, I'll start it up. One of us motherfuckers.
I'm starting up. Tony fucking's on point.
Yeah. There's like probably one of the last nights in the place by myself here. I got some peace and quiet to myself so I could do a chat. Before I know it, the kids will be back and shit will be over. Fucking, it'll be all fucking hectic again.
So what's our topics tonight, Town, since you're leading it, brother?
Well, I don't really. I don't really want to fucking talk about what we talked about last night, but Israel did shoot a UN refugee camp. Israel shelled a fucking UN refugee camp, killed a bunch of kids and killed a bunch of women and fucking hurt a whole bunch of other people.
Right.
Like CNN's even covering it, you know it's bad. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go down that road again. But I just wanted to like remind people of that. But I don't know. What you guys want to talk bullshit or news? It's up to you guys.
I don't get to watch the news much anymore since I cut the cable, so I'm not up on the news.
We can talk about bullshit news.
I cut the satellite probably like 6 months ago, maybe more now. I've just been living off the internet. Paper
I
headlines.
don't watch TV. I just got TV for the kids. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even have TV. I don't watch it. I don't remember the last time I sat in the house and watched TV. It's been a couple years.
Yeah, the news it's a joke, man. I think what's crazy is like I drive around all day to all these private interests, but I do go to some mom and pop businesses. Where, I mean, everybody, the mom and pop businesses, the big car dealers, everybody, dude, everybody knows. Well, no, everybody knows that it's all bullshit. Everybody you talk to is fed up. There's nobody I don't run into in the automotive industry that's not fed up with not only the president but the government.
They definitely know what's going on because they watch and read the papers all fucking day.
Well, a lot of them don't even watch the fucking news anymore. They tell me, they're like, the news is all fucking.
Wow.
You know, a lot of people are going for like internet-based information, like say kind of like what we do.
Oh, no doubt.
And we're doing the Roku.
Yeah, people go through their subscription feed. Is what they do. They go through their subscription feed, and they're looking for the headlines to pop out, just like you would if you're reading a newspaper, or maybe you're going through the guide and you're looking through news channels. Whatever. I don't know. Something's gonna grab your attention out of all those videos in your sub list or whatever, and bam, you're gonna get a piece of news if it's news related. It might be gear related or prepping or whatever, but for right now, a lot of people do is cover fucking news.
Well, look at the Bundy Ranch. We had you and HD out there. We had Chris at the fur rally, at the immigration thing, alien thing. We had illegal immigrants. We had freaking Stinger at some pep rallies. We had HD at some pep rallies. We had freaking. I mean, we get that shit done quick, you know, and we tried getting Tony out of Texas, but like I said, you know, it's tough right now.
A couple more people rolling in.
Yeah. If Ron wants in, he knows he can shoot Ron.
Yeah, Brother Brown, he was supposed to be right behind him when he was.
The main
Yeah, Fabrizio's out there.
I sent Fabrizio a link. I sent Ronnie a link.
For just a few minutes because we only got like 10 people watching.
I'll do it again right now. Fabrizio, Brother Brown, I'll send you all a link right now.
We got 22 people watching.
Joe.
We got a lot of people watching. Well, not as many as fucking
Glenn. Okay, Glenn. I threw Glenn a link too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People are getting their news way different. That's why the newspapers are dying. Them motherfuckers are probably struggling to fucking do shit. Won't even be worth them to print paper newspaper anymore, at least.
Yeah.
Some people still want their physical copy, but that shit, if you really think about it, the newspaper and even the regular news that comes on your local news, they're like old on the scene compared to how quick social media moves. Like, social media is instant. Bam. Some people are going to know. If it's a big enough story, everybody's going to know. You know?
Yeah, it could be the same thing with music, you know. CDs are kind of going the way of the dinosaur and going to MP3s and, you know, file shit, you know, all that shit. But for me, I don't know. I've always enjoyed looking at the album art, whether it be on the cassette tape, a fucking 8-track, if I really date myself, and even a CD now. You know, I like, you know, having the hard copy in my hand, looking at the artwork, reading the lyrics, doing all that shit, you know. It's just not the same when you download it on your iPod.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I like vinyl. I got
That's awesome, man.
vinyl in my closet. That's, to me, that's like the best sounding fucking music.
Right?
Sounds crisp. But I don't know, man. It's gonna do that. I mean, there's still gonna be people that want the real thing, but you know, it's so much easier, so much quicker. Somebody tweets that something gets blown up in some place around the world. They tweet it, or they fucking get a video and they post it to YouTube, or they post it to Facebook or whatever. Bam! It's like, if it's a big enough story, bam! That breaks before a newspaper can even be printed. I mean, you think about it. It happens at like 5, 6 p.m. You're talking about the newspaper has to work all night to get that shit out by the morning time to have a newspaper.
Nothing faster than straight up live stream video, man. It's instant, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the way the news moves now, and it also makes it irresponsible that it moves so fast.
Well, yeah, because you don't know the whole story all at the same time, man. There's used to be, you know, you'd get the news story a few weeks later because they've had time to get everything together and figure out their sources and what's real, what's not. Nowadays, we get so much misdirection because it's so fluid and it's so fast, and it's just that's how it's gonna always be, I think.
Yeah. And this is just another form. I mean, I don't know. You know, you jump in, you watch us talk what the news titles are, because we've been pretty on point with, even if we didn't ask somebody in a certain place, we've been on pretty on point. You know,
Right?
we just have news stories, we kill wrong, it's just a bunch of motherfuckers talking about it, people can relate.
A lot of people would rather listen to us than the fucking news. At least they know they're going to get the real deal. Not going to bullshit.
Even if it's not real and we think it's real, we're going to be upfront and honest with it. We're not trying to, you know, if it doesn't fit our agenda, we're not going to not cover it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we cover everything. I mean, you know, the only thing that I've learned, though, out of all, like, everything we can cover, the whole Israel-Palestine thing is such a fucking, it's so pointless to make that to talk anything about that situation. People are either pro-Israel or not. It's just so pointless to even try to talk to motherfuckers about it.
I'm against both sides, man. Both sides have been doing shady shit. There ain't no clean hands in that fight.
I don't know. We talked about it last night, and there's I don't know. We could be, as far as like, say, you know, how they're already labeling us terrorists here, people that are, you know, stand up for the Constitution, shit like that, vets, all that. That right there is our society taking a smaller group in society and labeling them terrorists. If something happens to you or any of these people that are listed in this so-called domestic terrorist, anything happens to you, that makes it okay for them to kill you or to kill the ones around you or do whatever just because they title you that. So I'm just saying, Israel is a fucking provoking ass motherfucker, you know? And to say that they didn't kill those kids and fucking do all this shit so they can just finally go in there and punch some motherfuckers out. My point is at one point those guys probably were in our position where, hey, those are domestic terrorists. And now, fuck, they're total full-blown terrorists because Israel says so. That's all I was saying. I wouldn't trust shit Israel says or our country all in the same, or the UK. None of them three.
Never trust the official story from any government. I don't think there's any government around. Maybe you guys know one that I don't, but I don't know of any government that I would trust if they said anything.
Yeah. I feel you.
They say the sky's blue. I'm gonna go outside and check just to make sure.
Yeah, you might be. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yo,
Mangoni, Mangus.
what's
Thank you
up?
for the.
What's up? You got it, my brother. Anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the whole thing is, to me, what I learned. Even making a video about it, I'm just not gonna talk about it anymore. It's not even no point.
Right.
I just always gotta get my shit out there where I stand. I don't want to be fence riding on shit.
Hey, as long as you stand up for your beliefs, and your beliefs are based on your best evidence of what's going on, and you know that's all you can hope for, man.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
I've always said, you know, if I would vote for a liberal, if that liberal at least thought what he was doing for the country, whether I agreed with it or not, if he actually believed what he was doing was good for the country, I'd respect him a lot more and might even vote for him over somebody else who I think is just trying to further their own career or their side agenda that they're not telling you about. You know, if you actually are going to stand up and because you believe in something, even if I disagree with you, I have respect for that because that's what you believe, and you honestly aren't trying to push anything else, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. Remember, I don't know. Me and you kind of went back and forth, I think, before, just with like the cop thing when it all happened, and a couple other times maybe. You know
Right.
what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe at the time I was like, "Fucking Stinger's an asshole. Fuck him." But you know, I mean, I don't know. I guess you learn to like either learn to fucking accept other people's opinions and shit like that, or just remain an asshole.
Well, you know what it is we can have disagreements as long as both sides keeps it mutually respectful, and I don't call you a dumbass and an idiot and tell you you're going to hell for your beliefs, and as long as I don't do that, I think we can have a healthy debate back and forth, still disagree at the end of the day, but be okay with each other, you know. When it gets to name calling or disrespect, you know, that's when I draw the line on that. But hopefully I didn't come across disrespectful to you. I'm sure it didn't.
I know that. I mean, I know how I come off. I come off like an asshole. I'm still young though. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking admit if I'm fucking.
Dude, you're middle aged, man.
Yeah, you think so? 31.
Yeah, you're in your 30s, motherfucker. I don't care if you look like you're 16. You're still 30.
Yeah. Click. Time goes on.
Brother
You know-
Lance.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Shit, I'm getting a phone call right as I come in. Be right back.
He's gonna have grandkids. Tony's gonna have grandkids saying, "Yeah, I'm still young, so I can't help it if I poop myself."
Yeah. No, I don't know. I guess I got kind of used to everybody being a fucking asshole when they had an opinion. As far as like, I get into it with the fucking dumbass trolls and people here and there, and it's like you can't even have a healthy debate because they just go straight to fucking saying some fucked up shit. And I think that's how I started kind of becoming like an asshole, just like that. That's why I needed to just step back and have to like think about some shit and just relax and just figure the fuck out. Now I think I don't give a
You
fuck.
happy?
I don't give a shit now. Now I'm just like, fuck. Motherfuckers can talk all the shit they want. I'll kill them with kindness.
Would you rather bullshit or be real and fucking tell them the truth? I mean, it's always something, regardless.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, bro. Whether you agree or disagree or whatever. Someone's always just like an asshole. Someone's always got to
It is like, fuck, motherfuckers will be like, oh, so, okay, for example, and if he wants to say he was playing, okay, I'll take, I still, that's cool. I don't give a fuck even if you're not playing. He said, he wrote in my Israel video, he wrote, I used to think you were cool, but now I know you're just a Jew-hating Nazi. And then my comment to him was, hence the shaved head, thanks.
Hey, notice I like that for you, Tony?
No, it doesn't show who likes on the phone anyways.
Just because we shave our heads and we don't got no hair, we're Nazis.
Hey, fuck it. Good thing.
Merry Christmas, my friend, and go fuck yourself.
Oh, dude, the thing is, I don't give a fuck about nobody, but I will still say, hey, that's fucked up. You're killing women and children. Like, kill all the dudes you want, right? But you kill women and children, that's just like they got in Iraq and Mosul or whatever. Fucking what do you call it? The ISIS motherfuckers got control of the whole city, and they're talking about it's some other Muslim religion. You know, they're Sunni and then they're Shiite or whatever. So one's the opposite of each other or whatever. So they're saying that they're gonna mutilate every woman's genitals in the whole fucking city. Like that's what they're gonna.
I saw a picture of baby girls that had that done. Oh my God! Talk about upsetting and disturbing and just.
Oh yeah, how they were fucking mocking the fucking guys on the ground, and before they shot them, they mocked them, told them what they need to believe in, told them how to think and believe, and
Yeah.
that was
They're
it.
foul motherfuckers, dude. And I'll call that. That's what I mean. I'll call that shit out. Like,
They're worthless, dude. They're another breed. They're fucking another breed. They deserve.
yeah, but they could. To me, I wouldn't be so upset. I mean, I guess I'd still be upset, maybe a hair. But if they were just killing dudes, like, all right, you want to kill each other?
Right.
Ooh, you kill the dudes, but you leave the women and the children out of it. I mean, it's not like but leave the women. When you start doing that shit.
Bombs aren't that tactical. You can't, discriminate or whatever with bombs like that.
Dude, they got fucking blew up all types of kids today. Fucking.
I know. I mean, the collateral damage is fucking huge in any war. But if you're not, on the ground face to face, you can't pick and choose who's going to die. And
Yeah,
especially when we don't know what they're. Now, I'm not trying to defend Israel in any way. I'm just saying that there's no way you can decide when I lob a bomb over there if I'm going to kill a child if they're possibly putting those children in that place that Israel has already decided is a place that's a terrorist. The hospitals and the whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? How are you gonna choose where you're gonna bomb if they're putting them in places that?
Well, Israel, right? They're saying that the bad guys, Hamas or whatever, they say that they're putting women and children near their missiles, right? Now I don't know, but if that's true or not. But if it is true, then yeah, that's bullshit, right?
Look, if you thing here is, bro, Lance, you can call a spade, okay? Israel is doing some fucked up shit, right? And they're Jews. But that doesn't have nothing to do with it, the Jew part. But okay, then you have ISIS, which is on the opposite of the other end of the spectrum. They're Muslim. They're doing some beyond shit. So, I mean, they're both doing foul ass shit. I hate when people.
That's why I said earlier, Tony. I don't like either side of this fight. Each side has blood on their hands, and they're both guilty as shit. You know what? They'll have shit to answer to later on, and in a way, it does kind of look like Israel is now hosting the next Holocaust. Who would have thought the people that supposedly went through the Holocaust would be, the reason for the second one, or the cause of the second one, if that's exactly what they're doing, and that's what's reported. I don't know. I'm not there, but I'm not going to say either way if it's true or not, but what I have seen, it's definitely not good on either side.
Is any of the stuff that's happening there, I mean, if you discount the bankers and the oil and all that other kind of stuff that we don't know a whole lot about, is any of the stuff that's happening there between those two states actually literally affecting us here? I mean, I'm thinking about if my neighbors were fighting and they didn't come into my yard, I ain't getting involved. Why are we getting involved in their mess if it's not affecting us?
No, I agree with you totally, bro, Lance. All I'm saying is people try to say you're a bigot because you don't support Israel. But what I was saying is I don't support the Muslims in a whole nother state, which is Iraq, where they're fucking killing women and children. You know what I mean? They're doing the same thing in Israel, or Israel's doing the same shit. It's none of my business. But like,
Because USA is the
it is upsetting to see them killing women and children. That's the only part I would be upset about. But as far as like the whole conflict and shit, I agree with you. It's not our business. I mean,
and when do we not get involved? It's
but
always our
we're
business.
divided.
We always make it our business, always, because we are the biggest, we are the strongest,
People,
and we are the ones to regulate anything that these fuckers want to regulate.
it's not
That's
just
how it is.
it's not just our leaders though, G. Like it's not just our
No.
leaders. People
No.
in this country take sides just like the leaders do. You know what I mean?
No doubt,
People
bro.
fucking at each other's necks over this Israel-Palestine thing, like literally, and they both live in this country. And
Like, is there really a fucking reason? Like, I agree, bro. I'm with you. We're talking about
You guys know that statement, look in the mirror. And I think about that, what's going on over there. I understand the humanitarian crisis, but Syria has been having that war go on for 2 years now or more, and the humanitarian crisis there doesn't even pale to the humanitarian crisis right here on our own streets with our own children living underneath bridges. Our own abandoned children, let alone the people coming across the fucking border. Well, fuck them. We got to take care of our own first. Whenever you look in the mirror and you realize your state, your country is so fucked up, get the hell out of every other place and take care of your own first. Look in the mirror and realize that you got a problem here. You can't tell other people what to do and you can't try to fix somebody else when you're broken.
Yep.
trying to do the shout outs, but there's no fucking comment.
Here on our own streets with our own children.
I mean, it's definitely fucking backwards, ass backwards, man. Everything that's supposed to make sense doesn't. And, I don't know. I'm just waiting for somebody, like I said earlier. Flush the toilet. Quit letting the turd circle the bowl. Just flush the toilet already. Let's get this on. Let's go full-blown war or whatever it's going to be, but quit dragging this shit out. You know?
Shit or get off the pot? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir. All right, let me shout out everybody real quick. We got 34 people out there. Space Buns, J Watt, Mr. Time Boy 9, Morty's, True Seeker. I said Mr. Time Boy 9. Could Die 1913. A Shining Force, Seeing Beyond, Kami Lies. That's a long ass name. K Candy, what's up, K? Mike Nicewinder, The Third Option. Third wants a link, and that was a long ass time ago. Sorry, Third.
I sent him a link. I'll do it again.
Brown, 69 Bones, Caregiver, 7751, JJ McKay, 6Man1. And that's everybody since the chat started. J Watt, I said J Watt. Fabrizio's in here now. Yeah, everybody since the chat started. So we got 11 likes and 1 thumbs down.
Ooh.
Track down that
thumbs down. Let's not lose that train of thought that we were on, but I had to get some.
Oh, that 1 thumbs down is probably a Jew.
Normal it's normal versus the 6 they normally got the other night. Mule, I guess 1 is okay, right? So.
Right.
The hater must hate. So anyway, but breaking that, the stuff was saying, Tony, about the bombing stuff and everything. You gotta think the same. Always the same shit. They do in proposal. The fact they got civilian. Unfortunately, they got stuck in the middle every time. Think about during the Balkan storm when the NATO forces bombed Serbia actually. Sorry, and when they bombed the Zastava, the one makes our rifle factory. We pretty much got, I think, one of the bombs I think was the Chinese embassy or something like that was over there. They make a huge mess about it, you know what I mean? And then think about the consequences and all the war when you got a war like that. It's not when a war is happening, it's the aftermath. Think about places like Cambodia, one of those countries. They had millions of bombs and everything for years and years. That's the problem. It's always the civilian that get involved. The people in charge, they don't give a shit about it. I tell you what, my theory is that there is somebody that in each side, Muslim and Jewish, they want this war going on since the 1948 when the Jews moved over there. there's interest about it. You know what I mean? Because when I went over there in 2000, was 2002, 2002, I saw Jewish or whatever, kids dancing with Arab kids in the discotheque. You know, I'm like, what the? I was like, I was kind of surprised. You know what I mean? And they told me, we don't care. The kids are like, we don't care. We go to school together. We do stuff together. You know what I mean? Because Arabs and the Arabs that serve in the Israeli army, you know what I mean? Therefore, make a weird example. You know what I mean? The Bedouins.
Well, racism
So, you know what I mean?
and whatever you want to call it, if it's not racism, it's, anti-sentiment, whatever. You know what I mean? That kind of hate is definitely an adult problem, not a child problem, because you can put, a white kid with a black kid or an Israeli kid with a Palestinian kid, and if they haven't been taught by their parents that that's not okay, they'll play with them like they're, and be best friends. It's not until the adults fuck it up.
Racism is taught. It's not inherent.
Yeah, it's not until the parents teach them that that's not cool, that they don't like each other. Until then, they could be best friends for all you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
because in a country like Italy, we've always been tolerant with other people. You know what I mean? And then suddenly, when immigrants, become a huge problem in immigration. Because we used to have a bunch of a good 50% of the one come from Eastern Europe and the Arab country become criminals. You know what I mean? And they do all the possible crime. They don't go in jail and everything. The gypsies and everything. So even the most tolerant person in Italy become racist. It's not even racist. Become exasperate. You know what I mean? You get at the point that you can't stand anymore. You don't even care. You know what I mean? Look like. You know what I mean? It's stupid, but you gotta. It's sorry. The social condition too. The way you grow up, whatever you run around the media. I gotta think the media don't help anyway. You know what I mean? All the, you know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know. It's a bunch of interest over there too. It's like I don't think they will never fix it over there. Even if Israel, Jews gonna leave Israel, that'll never happen. They will never fix it because think what's happening in Iraq or another Arab country. You know what I mean? As soon as the dictator leaves the town, all the little factions, the tribes keep fighting each other. You know what I mean?
That's the dumbest part is the whole religion. Like that's the whole problem. I mean, and I go to church on Sundays, right? I think the fucking church needs to shut the fuck up. People need to keep religion to themselves. Quit fighting about this shit. You're Muslim? Okay, I'm fucking Catholic. You know what I'm saying? Let's go smoke bowl.
You gotta think about over there too. If you go in some part of Israel, in the Holy Land part of it, you see the Santa Sepulchre. When they said technically, Jesus is supposed to be technically, they got three different grade of Christians. They normally don't tolerate each other. Orthodox Christians and the other ones, I don't remember. Anyway, they tolerate each other without any problem. And if you go in other part of Europe, they hate each other. You know what I mean? Like right now in Eastern Europe, got Orthodox. They are pretty much Russian and Serbs. You know what I mean? And in Ukraine are Christians. That's over there. It's all a matter of bullshit anyway. It's all interesting. It's all a matter of when you got these wars going on. It's all a matter of selling guns and everything. It's not a big bunch of interest. That's it. You know what I mean? Like USA, United States will never take a side. Actually, they took a side a while ago between Israel and Palestine. In 1973, they sent a bunch of weapons to Israel during the Yom Kippur War. Otherwise, Israel probably lost the war. You know what I mean? They sent a bunch of weapons because pretty much Israel was close to the collapse, pretty much. So and they sent a bunch of big airplane with whatever was at the high rate in the time. You know what I mean? We give them the best airplane we're supposed to have back in the time, you know what I mean? It's not a matter of money, it's just money, we don't, you know what I mean? We're supposed to have our best buddies over there, and then we help country like Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean? They are financing the terrorists. It doesn't make any sense either, you know what I mean? It's all a matter of money anyway. Trust me.
All about the dollars. What's up, brother Mario?
What up, peeps?
What's going on?
What up,
Dragon?
What up, Mario?
Just talking.
What's going on, Tony?
Talking the truth. Talking the truth.
Chilling.
We all breathe the same air. We all drink the same water. We all eat the same food. When you talk about religion, you talk about different churches, what I don't understand is why you would tell somebody they don't have a right to think or believe whatever they think or believe. They can have that as long as it doesn't infringe on me. I believe the no victim, no crime rule. If you can believe and do whatever you want as long as you don't infringe on my rights to believe or do whatever I want. I really don't care. I've said it many times, I didn't ask to be born here in the United States. If I want to move to Britain, why can't I move to Britain? I should be able to travel across any line or any border. Nobody should be able to control me because nobody owns this earth.
I like it like
If I
this.
don't infringe on your rights, then I should have my rights to do whatever I want.
When people call me a racist, I'm like, dude, I think about it in terms of women. I would bang them all, man. What the fuck? I'm not racist.
Like Baskin Robbins, baby. 31 flavors.
That's funny. I mean, shit. People say I'm anti. They're like, you're anti-Mexican. You're fucking disgraceful Mexican racist, that and the other. I'm like, all right. My kids are all Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Or I say they're Mexican descent, but they're like directly. You know what I mean? Their mom is, yeah. Anyways, brown as fuck too. You see my daughter. So how am I racist? You know what I mean? I got an Indian chick, so am I a skinhead with the Indian fetish or what?
Yeah, you're a terrorist.
It's just funny. People, when they don't have nothing to stand on, then they call you a racist. Really, it doesn't matter. People are gonna fucking kill each other regardless.
Instead of multiplying, people want to fucking divide and throw out some fucking crooked bullshit, and it just don't make no sense, you know. Everyone has a right to their opinion, but don't bash somebody because you don't agree with it. Move the fuck on. There's other channels you can go watch.
People need to
What's
fuck.
that?
I don't know.
We're not gonna shut shit down over here because of fucking however many negative fucking comments we get. So you guys want to keep on bringing them, keep bringing them, because we're gonna keep.
How much you think everybody could take though before this thing tips or breaks or whatever? I mean, there's literally like hundreds of like stories and scandals and like world events going on. Like, it's fucking insane. I don't even want to hear people say, well, it's how technology is. Everybody's just finally seeing it. No, this shit is at an all-time fucking ridiculousness right now. Just from the board. I mean, we talked about it, but even, you know, the American flags on the Brooklyn Bridge, like, that's some crazy shit. I really, I don't know. I really want to know why they did it. Like, I mean, I get it, but I want to know what they were thinking when they did it, more or less.
Some kind of was it a practical joke or something?
No. I don't know. I wouldn't relate it to Mexico '69, but I would relate it to, like, I don't know. Anything that fucking like Ian said, anything any of these governments say, it's all lies. So.
Yeah, I would never trust any government and what they say. The whole government is to govern over people, and they inherently want to control those people. And Broland's hit the nail on the head, man. As long as you're not infringing on anybody else's rights, you can do, say, think, whatever you want. You can be as racist as you want to be. As long as you don't infringe on somebody's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, you're fine in my book, and I'll stand up right next to you shouting that man has a right to speak, you know, even though I secretly hate you and don't like what you're saying. But, you know, as long as you're not infringing on anybody's right, that's a true, man, truer words have never been spoken, you know, don't tread on me. Don't fuck with my rights as a human being, and I won't fuck with yours. How easy is that? We can't do that?
I do enjoy being American though, so we'd have to have some borders, bro. I mean, if you wanted to leave here and go to another country, that's cool. I get that, but I don't know. I'm not for one thinking that anybody should just be able to come to America. If they go through it like legally and shit, that's what's up. But to
Well, I
just
mean, in a perfect world that don't infringe on mine, I won't do on yours. In a perfect world, that would work. It's not a perfect world. We have a lot of people that are shady as all hell trying to cross the border, saying, "Oh, I'm only a 16-year-old kid." Meanwhile, they've been in La Raza or whatever other group down in Mexico since they were 8, and they're hardcore, and they've already killed like 100 people and beheaded people. And those are the kind of kids that are crossing the border. And because I don't want just to let open borders, I'm apparently against children. Well, how about the motherfuckers who are recruiting 8-year-olds and putting them into the Zartel or the Z cartel and all the other cartels? How about those people who are making kids be their mules as they're going across the border, brainwashing them into being ruthless killers? Me not wanting children to come across illegally and actually go through a legal process is that much horrible?
And what do you think they're doing to the women that they're fucking sending across that border? Even the young girls, dude, those fools are fucking foul. You know what I mean? It's always been in the fucking news when you got smuggled even before they opened up the border like it is now, that basically the fucking coyotes will, you know what I'm saying, fuck the shit out of them the whole trip as they're taking them up there, and even the girls too, molest them the whole trip on the way up to America. So I mean, you know, they're probably sex trafficking the chicks once they get here. They're probably, you know what I mean, out of their fucking minds. They probably, who knows what the fuck they do with them, but the stories are out there what they do to the women on the way up here. You know, it's foul. It's fucking...
Really bad dudes, man. Bad people.
I mean, people are so concerned about Muslims fucking thousands and thousands of miles away. There's fucking straight up fucking barbarian, fucking savage pieces of shit south of the border that come across and do their business and everything right there on the border. Motherfuckers want to be mad at somebody hella far. How about being mad that shit's right in your backyard?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, people act like we have to have Mexico to get drugs. America fucking is all about drugs. We get our drugs. You know? But fucking these cartels making all this money, you know, it's fucking insane, the shit that they do to their competition, to the people in Mexico, to the fucking American people. Finger probably knows about all the fucking kidnappings that are in fucking, what, in Phoenix?
Yeah, we were the nation's capital for home invasions and kidnappings for quite a while. Most of that's on the southern border, but it happens here in Phoenix once in a while.
Yeah. That's fucking insane. Nobody even talks about that shit. Right here in our backyard.
I just wonder what makes it so bad in their country that they just want to pack up and get out.
How about they fix their country? I mean, you think about all these kids that are coming because their country is so bad, it's so horrible. Well, how about instead of coming to our country, you all stand up as one and take your country back? You got enough people there that if you all stood up and actually did a revolt, you could easily take over the government in those places, man. It wouldn't even be a question.
I wouldn't even be surprised though too if America basically has always had their hand in, you know what I mean, making sure a bullshit government is installed and allowing the shit to happen so that Mexico never prospers. Because if Mexico ever fucking hold its head out of its ass, they would be rich beyond their dreams. The whole fucking country is sitting on just like massive amounts of you know what I'm saying, material in the ground. Everything from fossil fuels to fucking, you know what I mean, precious fucking metals, all that shit. Mexico is a fucking gold mine, and they're just sitting on all that bullshit, and, you know what I mean, there's always a corrupt government that's not going to fucking let shit go to where it needs to be, you know, let the people fucking figure out, hey, we don't need everything that everybody tells us we need. Wow. Peso's been worth bullshit ever since I can remember. I've been going down there for a while, so
right?
There's like no middle class. There's no middle class in Mexico. I'm assuming, you know, it's either you're rich or you're poor. That's it.
Yeah, one of the biggest billionaires, I guess, in the world is he's an oil tycoon there in Mexico. I think he's fucking, forget how many billions he has, but he's like one of the top 10 or something richest people in the whole world.
I tell you what, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony. I don't mean.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Just saying, I'll cut you off.
No, I wanted to say that, you know, I'd be totally supportive if the poor people in Mexico, the underclass, you know, as you said, Mario, it's either poor or you're rich. Fucking everybody that's poor in Mexico, you think your country's so bad you want to come to America. Fuck America, okay? And fix your own country, and goddamn it, I'll have your back. You know, at least supporting you here and doing what I can do here. You know, and I'm sure a lot of people would too. You know, fucking rise up. Have a green dragon in Spanish chat. I would love to say that in Spanish, but I don't know if I.
El dragón verde.
There you go.
There you go. Órale. There you go.
Ole.
Green is what? I don't even know.
Bienvenidos al Dragon Verde. Revolution.
Dude, the comments section on my shit is all fucked up. It says we only have 10 comments. I can't even shout nobody out.
Oh, here, hold on. I'll see if it looks any different on mine.
Was that shit running good last night too, or?
Yeah, we got Harkus NC, American died 1913. Brad Austin, 69 bones. The third option, tacos are delicious. And you responded to that, so I'm guessing that's where you saw it.
It's delicious.
Mindfuck Matrix, Chad Lilly, Space Buns, and that takes us to 20 minutes. K Candy. K Candy's here. Save America's Liberty said they saw a picture of an Israeli soldier wearing a shirt that had a picture of an Arab pregnant woman in the crosshairs and said 1 shot, 2 kills, which is sick. But yeah, that takes care of the shout outs. I don't know, man. That's messed up. I don't care how much of a disagreement I have with somebody. I'm not gonna go and kill their wife with a child, you know, and fuck that shit.
How far is it gonna get? Like, what the fuck is next?
There's no justification for that at all.
No.
I don't even know if we could show
just killing a woman in general is bad.
I don't think
killing a child is even worse.
I don't think we can we show executions on the Green Dragon or no?
I don't know. Why don't we find out? We'll burn this motherfucker down. Come on.
Alright.
Just give everybody a heads up. Hey, graphic warning, it's gonna be an execution.
Yeah, it's gonna be graphic, guys, so
I'm okay with killing a woman who's trying to kill me. If she's coming after me with a gun, I ain't gonna hesitate. But that's about where I draw the line on that shit.
Alright, here we go. Okay,
so I don't want to get all fucked up on here, but like, sure, it's bad, but you know, abortion is just as bad as shooting that baby. You know,
I agree.
Was the outrage for abortion?
But she still has the right. It's her right. It's the woman's right.
You guys say
that's my opinion. I mean, again, I'm not speaking for anyone, but in my opinion, it's her decision. No one's going to tell her what to do. But
those are all women right there that are, I guess, cartel members or somehow related to the cartel. These are all 4 women on their knees, though, as you can tell by the bam, hits her in the head with the M16.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they're doing to their people regardless. Even if these girls are like cartel members or you know, this is the kind of shit that they're doing to people down in Mexico, and motherfuckers should be standing up. I mean, when I saw this, I was fucked. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but look at the gun. Look at the guns these guys are packing. Where the hell do they get these fucking guns?
From us.
How the hell? How the hell?
Dude, those are Obama specials, brother. Don't you know we supply the cartel?
Yeah,
So isn't like guns illegal in Mexico?
Yeah, that's the most gun control country. Well, one of them.
They give a fuck. They don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah, they got Kevlar helmets on. I mean, dude.
Yeah, look at this shit.
The cartel run Mexico. It's not the government.
Hey,
The cartel runs more than Mexico.
I should keep going? You think I should let it keep going?
No,
it's up to you, man.
Yeah. Fuck.
Or you can throw out the link for those people who want to watch it, because there's probably some people that won't.
There you go. I'm done with it.
All right. It's just about to get insane right now.
Right.
Unless y'all want to let it run and let people see what it's up to you. Like Spear said, dude, it's your call.
Just drop the link, and that way people can
There
see
you
it.
go. There you go.
All right.
Drop that shit. Some people might want to watch that shit.
It's just gonna really get you all pissed off. I'll tell you that right now.
Just like we were watching fucking Garner last night in New York. Fucking Chris, Tony, and I, we were fucking mad. I was the man.
No, when it comes, I wanted to touch on what Mario was talking about there. Yeah, abortion outrages me a lot too. It's not, I'm not one of these people who think it's the woman's choice. The woman's choice stops when she, spreads her legs. That's her choice. And if she didn't have protection or whatever, or broke, you still made that choice at that time. That's when you make the choice, because as soon as the sperm hits the egg, that's a fucking life. And if you end it anywhere between the point where it's been fertilized to birth, it's just the same to me as if you murdered somebody, because if you don't do anything against that child, it will grow up to be an adult and have a life. And anywhere in between fertilization and out, man, that's a fucking human being.
Hey, can you shoot Casey Hemp 420 link?
Yeah, I'm about to tell him I sent him a link already. I'll do it again.
If I had it my way. And that's why I'd never be president either, because there's no statutory, or not statutory, there's no, statute of limitations on murder. And if I was president, everybody who ever had an abortion would be, and every doctor would be accused of murder in my country. So that's just
just going back to that video, man. That just goes to show you that gun control does not work. Because if those 4 women at least had a gun, at least a fighting chance, like, they wouldn't be on their knees.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you that Mexico needs to get rid of their fucking gun control fucking laws and start arming their people, because that's the only way that Mexico can liberate themselves of these cartels, is by arming the public and let the public, public execution, whatever the hell you want to call it, mass civil unrest, whatever the hell they want to call it. Let the law-abiding citizens take care of these scumbags.
Because they got to take it back from the government, but they also got to take it back from the fucking cartels.
Let them have it.
The link for that video is right close to the top of new. If you just click newest, it's like 4 comments down. So
does Mexico even have a militia?
No, I don't know.
Thought about it.
I'm sitting here stuck on screen share.
They need some Simon Bolivar, motherfucker.
I know there was a village they got armed for defending themselves from the cartel. I don't know where it was, but I know there was a village that started doing that. I gotta find the link, but I know there was one village that, they find somehow some guns and start to fight the cartels.
awesome.
Or maybe it's the cartels that are pushing these laws so that they can't have nobody rise up against them.
That's exactly what it is. The cartel own the government, man. They not only have people in the government, but they tell the police and they tell everybody what they can and cannot do. Not too long ago, there was, the Mexican president or one of the people there were trying to stand up against the cartel, and the cartel went after their ass hardcore And all of a sudden, you didn't hear anything about that anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
You just need to go to war with that too.
My wife and I were talking about it a few minutes ago on the porch about the immigration. Since this was live, I was able to go over to YouTube and listen to you guys talk. But why do they come here? Why do they choose to come here? I mean, they have trees, they have air, they have land, they have grass. It's not that they can't make it there. If you think back about why Indians or natives would migrate from one place to another, or even animals, it's because they didn't have the resources. The resources are there, but the government, it's people that are controlling them and pushing them out. Cartels.
And rather to stand up to the cartel and risk their lives, they'll rather, just pay a coyote money to come to ours, which, it's the same thing when people from California leave California because of all the laws, and they go to Colorado, and then they vote for the same kind of people that they voted for in California, and then are all of a sudden pissed off about all the laws. You're stuck on stupid, If you don't like that shit, then stop voting that way. Or, same thing with the people down there, just
like that. That gives new meaning to SOS, stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, see, the thing is, in Mexico, Mexico is where we're heading, like, to where voting and all that shit doesn't matter. It don't matter what the fuck they do. They're gonna have a corrupt ass government. They've been in control so long and fucking held the people down so long and damn near disarmed them fucking besides the cartels. That's where we're heading. I think people should see that. There is going to get a point to where we're too repressed to where we don't even have a fight.
Yeah.
The overall mentality is wrong. I mean, the people have become scavengers in a way, and they're moving from one place to another to try to scavenge something that might be, possibly I can find a little crumb here or a little crumb there. The government or the people, the cartel, whoever might allow me to have a little piece here if I go over here. We've become a scavenger mentality, and that can't last very long. I mean, you run out of resources in that kind of a scenario.
No, they don't want to stand up. They rather run away than stand up.
Well, no, they'll go under, like those movies, they'll go into caves and they'll go into sewages and they'll start their cities underground somewhere away from everybody else. And I don't know, that's not right, but that's kind of the default. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have your little Bible studies like over in China in some kind of hidden area away from everybody else. Don't tell anybody what you're doing.
Exactly the same reasons why we fought, one of the reasons why we fought the British in the first place. Religious persecution.
Yeah.
And everybody should have a right to worship whatever God they want to believe in. But on the other hand, nobody should be told that they can't worship, they can't have their imagery up wherever they want to. Because, if I have a cross or some, a menorah or fucking the Star of David shining bright, by you seeing that symbol does not convert you, does not sway you, does not infringe on your rights, And so, therefore, I'm pissed off whenever I see not only Christian stuff, but I would be just as pissed off if all of a sudden a Muslim high school that believed in Allah was forced to take down their religious artifacts in their school. I'd be pissed off about that too. But that will never happen because that's politically insensitive and would be considered racist.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
If I have a right to do it, they have a right to do it. But see, there's also a tact. Like, I'm not gonna like I don't know if it's the ACLU or whoever, but they go and they attack certain groups based on the way they do things. Well, I'm thinking, like, if I'm a Christian organization, I'm not going to go demand that I'm allowed to put a cross of Christ up in a Muslim school parking lot. Right. I won't do that. See, there's I'm going to respect their right, but I'm also not going to infringe on their right. And that's like that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. You can't go to a Christian church and say I want to put up a religious thing of Islam. But on the other hand, I think it was Colorado. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but there was like this Christian cross monument they were trying to take down for a while, and they didn't succeed. So the Satanist or whatever wanted to show the devil sitting on a chair or whatever, and it's all this big glorious statue to the devil and Satanist and all that. And people were like, "Aren't you mad about that?" I'm like, "No, man. If they have every right to put that up on that piece of property, I have no problem with them doing that, because they have every right to put up whatever they believe in just the same as I do, even though I don't agree with it. Because by seeing that statue of the devil, it's not going to make me want to worship Satan.
No.
You know? It's not infringing on my right of my religion.
No, it's probably a good thing. When you see something like that, you're like, I don't really want to be a part of that. Is there anything else?
Right?
Yeah, you avoid that building.
Right.
That's like a big X. Nope, don't go there. They might fucking.
They have every right that everybody should have the same rights, no matter if I agree with that right or not. Or not that right, but if I agree with their stance or not.
They might do some kind of devil sacrifice or some shit.
Well, as long as they're not infringing on anybody else's rights by having their little sacrifice, then I'm fine with that
No,
too.
they're not chasing you down and throwing it on you, or like, here's a bucket of blood. That kind of thing would be like wrong.
Yeah, that's assault, but
I don't even know what the devil sacrifices are. Like, I don't know nothing. Well, I know about the devil, but I don't know like his religion or his their customs, other than I don't know.
They probably sacrifice either a goat or a sheep. I don't know, but I never got into that.
I didn't believe it. Whenever they said that you didn't keep score, that there was no winners and there was no losers in a game of baseball
Right.
at a school, when they first started talking about that, I said, what? I didn't believe it, because there is, that thing. You have to challenge each other. When you come to, we're raising a generation of fucking pansies that can't handle some kind of symbol that somebody puts outside. Oh, it offends me. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You got to take it down.
Yeah, and baseball, all the major sports, in about 10 years or so, it's going to be a lot less competitive because of the fact that all these kids were given a trophy when they played a game. Nobody lost. And the first time they play a game for real that has a score and they lose, I don't know what they're going to do with themselves. They might commit suicide.
They have to get on Ritalin. They have to go to a psychiatrist and get some drugs because they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
It says that ISIS conquered parts of Syria and Iraq into a honeymoon destination for jihadi newlyweds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can go on a tour of what a caliphate looks like, or whatever they call it, an Islamic state, whatever.
All I know is make sure those women wear their burqas.
Yeah, it said the girl had to sit in the back of the car as is customary, and they listen to jihadi songs the whole way.
Don't they do female don't they cut some part of the female vagina or some shit?
They cut off the clitoris.
The clitoris, yeah.
Dude, you got to know the name of it. Come on now.
Why the fuck would they cut off a chick's clit?
So that they can't enjoy sex. They think by a woman. Yeah, they think that by a woman enjoying sex, that's bad. Well, let me cut off your dick so you can't enjoy sex either, right?
Let's see. That's
What do they say? A goat is worth more to a man than a woman? Or what is it? A horse or a donkey or whatever the fuck?
Well, they practice with a goat when they're a kid, so by the time they're able to marry a woman, yeah, they have a special place for that goat. Who was the first?
Who's allowing that shit though? It's the women. That's what I was saying earlier. If you don't infringe on my rights, do whatever you want. But the one that doesn't stand up for their rights, I mean, that's kind of what we're facing in this country right now. You don't stand up for your rights, you lose them. They lost their rights because now look at them. They're running around where they can't even show their own face. Really?
Well,
really? That's the way you want to live your life? You're a human being just like me, and you want to cover yourself every time you go out in public?
Here's the thing, though, bro, Lance. every woman would have to stand up at the same exact time because they don't, right? Because they don't, any woman that does stand up, and there are a few here and there, they get beheaded.
Yeah, they're dead. But isn't that the same thing we're talking about here? I mean, we have rights here, and that we want to fight for those rights, and everybody's saying the same thing. If we don't all stand up at the same time, so how do we overcome that?
Yeah, that's the question right there.
Wasn't there a video like back in like the Afghan war where they would interrupt a soccer game, and they would take like these women. I think it was in Afghanistan. They would take the women like during halftime during a soccer game, and the guys would take the women and they sit there and they like blow their brains out because they looked at another guy in a weird fucked up way. And
yeah, that's still going on, man.
Yeah, wait a minute though. We got to talk about the war on women here because they're getting paid 20% less than a man.
I think
war on women.
I think if they hate
I can recognize sarcasm when I hear it.
If they hate women so much, that must mean they're gay. That's the only thing that means to me.
Yeah.
They secretly either want to be goat fuckers or they secretly want to be with another man. I mean, who does that to a woman? Like, who the fuck could cut off I don't care, dude. I couldn't do it. I love the...
Honey's still caught up on the clitoris, man. Don't cut that shit off. It's important.
I enjoy licking it.
Well, you know what? Sex is not even that much fun if the woman's not enjoying it.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how many times I get more enjoyment out of it because she's enjoying it. You know, at least she says she is.
You're right.
That gets me off.
You're 100% right, and most men that are honest will say that same thing.
Yep.
The thing about the women in those countries is that it's all about the control. They are abused and controlled daily. Their men are raised to control women. They are taught by their fathers that they are to beat those women and keep them in submission at all times. They're not allowed to gather in groups together. If you see more than two women together at one time and they're not accompanied by a man, they are in violation of the law and are immediately killed. It is really bad over there. It would be amazing if even a group of 5 women could get together and rise up against anybody there. That's how bad it's been in so long that they don't have a hope of ever getting out of it unless another country comes in.
And these are the people that we're sending billions of dollars to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just taking a wild.
Don't you support it?
I'm taking a wild stab at it, but I'm guessing they don't eat vagina.
It's probably not kosher.
I mean, if a chick doesn't have no clit, would you really be down there munching? You'd just be munching on lips. She wouldn't have no feeling.
They don't even worry about that. They're not going to go down there and munch because that's giving, and their mentality is taking.
Well, they're actually more like a rapist, right? Rapists, when they rape a woman, they're doing that for the control. That's what they're getting off on. It's got to be kind of the same way here.
Yep.
Well, it was Afghanistan, and I told some people on a chat here a while back, you can look it up, but they passed a law that said you can have sex with your dead wife for up to 24 hours.
Nice.
They passed a law that to make it legal for you to fuck your dead wife for 24 hours after she's dead.
Who knows? That might have been an improvement on the old law that said you could do it for 2 days. Maybe they're
Dude, that's their ideology, and as a sane human, like, you can look at that and be like, okay, if that's what you want to do, then it's okay. Like, wouldn't you want to be like, well, no, that's not cool. You need to join the real world, man. That's not how. Like, I don't know. Maybe that is the real world to them, but
it is. It's all about how you were brought up. You know.
I don't know. Just the fact that the government has to get involved in my bedroom business to that level is a problem with me. I mean, stay the fuck out of my house. Stay the fuck out of my business. You don't need to pass a law to tell me I can be crazy or not. I mean, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. That you would actually have sex with a dead person to begin with. That's necrophilia or whatever the fuck. But, you know, to have to say it's right or wrong and some other person have to tell me it's right or wrong. That's where I get a little, too far.
It would be easy to get rid of all these laws. We could get rid of every single law if we just said, don't fuck with me, and I won't fuck with you.
Right.
If you fuck with me, you broke the law, and you're going to pay the price. If you didn't, if I fuck with you, same deal.
And what's wrong with that?
All the other laws. You don't need any other law. You don't need speeding laws. You don't need insurance on your vehicle. You do not need homeowners insurance. You don't need any of that shit. All the laws that you're required to do could go right out the fucking window. Because if I get in a car accident because I was speeding in a very rural area, then it's my fault. Then I need to pay for whatever damage I caused to you.
Well, I mean, if you think about it as far as the courts are concerned, you take it one step further, and this person says, well, he was in the wrong because he was driving too fast. Well, we set up a court, but the people should be judging the actual incident, not judging whether or not somebody can get paid. The money thing is what messed that whole program up. Because
what if
I would
they're
be
cops?
fine if two of my friends came together. If I fucked somebody over and I accidentally crashed into their car or whatever, and I said I didn't do it, but two of my friends or their friends were watching from the sidelines, if they had the truth at heart, if they were looking for the truth to determine who was at fault, I'm perfectly fine with that. And that's the way the courts were set up, is to determine the truth.
Yeah,
but that's not the way they work now.
Yeah, you'd have a jury no matter what, and evidence would be presented by both sides, and whoever was found to be in the wrong would have to deal with whatever that was. But nowadays, you can spill hot coffee on yourself and make a couple $1 million. So everybody wants to make a couple $1 million, right?
Right, but we all know that's wrong. And even the person that sued the McDonald's was wrong on that. They knew it was wrong. They just wanted a buck.
Yeah.
What if somebody's drunk?
There should be no DUI. If you're drunk and driving a car, first of all, that's stupid, right? But if you can get home without causing an accident, more power to you. But if you do cause an accident because you're drunk, then yeah. Once again, if you killed somebody because you were drunk, fucking you're a murderer. If you hit somebody else's vehicle, you're a vandal and you need to pay back whatever that was. If you cannot pay it back, then you're going to do time.
Yep. No victim, no crime. If there's a victim, there's a crime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the other side of that. And you have to own up to your responsibility. And if you did something that hurt somebody else, you have to pay for that. I mean, but people used to work that out at the end of a barrel. It used to be a lot simpler than it is now.
Well, there is never going to be a perfect system. There's always going to be a ways, somebody's word against somebody else's, and a guilty person goes free. There's always going to be that. It's not a perfect society, but it's the best that can ever possibly be is that system.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Ronnie.
Ron, bro.
What's up, Ron?
What's up?
Ron's faded already, huh, Ron?
Yeah.
I seen the upside down glasses, bro.
I used to love her, man. I really did. I used to love her, everybody.
Ron had his hat on upside down earlier. He had his shirt inside out.
Hey, there's a trick to the shirt inside out, bro, Lance.
Oh, flipped around backwards. Actually, it wasn't inside out.
Right, and long live Kay Candy. She mentioned something. As a guy and a bachelor, and I can't afford dry cleaning, I learned that if I was wearing it straight and I was sipping my coffee, the dribble that I find would land on the front. So if I wear it on the back, backside facing forward, then I can get a couple of wears out of it and still be proper,
Kind of like my underwear. Flip it inside out, you can wear it twice.
Holy shit.
Four times.
Four times.
There's gotta be some crusty ass underwear.
Hey, no, that's loving your wife. She's the one that does the laundry, so you try to get as much use out of it as you can.
Ain't it hot where you're at? Because I know it's like 111 here today, and I'm soaked in sweat when I come home. So
Yeah, it was 113 here today, and we actually had humidity. My glass was like sweating. I haven't had a glass, sweat on me for years.
It's gonna be hot till like October. Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably will.
Always hot till like Halloween, and then that's when the weather changes out here in Vegas.
Guys, answer me this question, because I don't know if you look at nature or not, but I got this wasp that's just now starting to build a nest on my front porch. And I'm fine. I'm leaving him there. I'm letting him do his business, whatever he wants to do. But why coming into August? I mean, we're only like 7 days away from August. Are they just now building their nest? I mean, in general terms, they would have fucking freezed out before the eggs hatched, wouldn't they? Isn't this kind of late?
Because it's been, I don't know, it's been, if you get the same weather as us, like, we had a really fucking short winter. I'm talking about, like, maybe 2 weeks out of the whole winter was cold here. And then it seemed like it got really hot really fast, and then we had the monsoon shit, and it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of made it funky, but now it's back to, like, being extremely hot. So, I don't know. If you got the same weather going on.
I mean, he has, okay, you know how a wasp builds their nest? He has like 3 pods, just 3 little holes right now. That's how small it is. It's like the size of my finger. And I'm thinking, we're coming into August, and that's all he's got built. Usually it's a lot bigger before they ever, plant their seed or whatever they do. And then they got several months of that seed, turning into another wasp. It just seems really late in the year for this shit to be happening.
Well, there was a tornado.
Oh, bro, Lance. The only advice I could give you is kill that fucking thing now before it gets even bigger.
I'm gonna let it go. He'll probably die off in the winter before he ever gets a fucking baby.
There was a tornado in Virginia today. So I don't know. Shit is funky.
We had a tornado here in Arizona not too long ago. I was surprised. I'd never even heard of such a thing in Arizona.
Crazy. A full-blown tornado, like where hot air meets cold air, and fucking up.
Yeah, well, apparently it touched the ground. I think it was over the desert, but I mean, it's still a tornado, right? Usually we just get the massive dust devils that, you're like, oh, look, it's an Arizona tornado. Well, now, fuck.
Covers the whole city.
Yeah. Well, that's in a haboob, but yeah.
Haboob. I've seen the haboobs before.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I lived there for like 5 years and never seen a tornado. Even when there was tornado warnings because of the hurricanes and shit, I've never seen a tornado. One never touched down there, so that's crazy. And it was like on the extreme outer, like the outer banks, basically. Like where it was, like it was on like a peninsula, basically. That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. This shit is weird. The weather is weird. It has been weird.
We've had a very, very mild summer. We're struggling to get into the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you. We passed the 80s in February, okay? Come on.
Dude, it's been getting so hot out here, and I'm fucking native, and even the fucking people that live out here, it's been so hot out here, dude. Like you're delusional after working out like in the elements for like a little while out here. You're fucking like you might as well be drunk, It's so fucking hot, man, because you got the regular temperature, but then you go to step out of your car or come out of your house or whatever, and the pavement, the shit you're standing on, the blacktop is like fucking
That's the ozone shit they're talking about, though. The ozone level, not the ozone, but what is it? The rays that are coming through are a lot more intense than they used to be.
It's insane.
You guys know about that, right? I mean, like the rays, the UV. That's what I was looking for. The UV rays are attacking us, kind of like a radiation level that we can't really see, but it, like when you step out and you feel the sun. Like when you were a child and you felt the sun, you could lay out in the sun and actually get a tan. But now you lay out in the sun and it's like a bright white light. There's an intensity to it that you feel it almost instantly the second that it hits your skin.
Well, out here, I noticed to me, I mean, and people probably say it's just because as a kid you were playing and having a good time. I remember being out in the sun out here in Vegas when it was hot as fuck. It could be almost 120, but I'd be out playing, not even, dude, nothing. Now, like,
it was a yellow light.
now it's so intense. Like the sun is so fucking intense out here.
That's those UV rays, and they're a radiation level. I mean, you can look at it on the spectrum, the light spectrum or whatever. It's a very intense.
More chemtrails.
Yeah, it
could be you're just getting old. Your skin can't handle it like it used to.
No, it's not that, Mario.
Because I know when I was younger, I used to get like brown. I used to get like brown, like I used to look like a black dude. But now I don't even turn brown anymore. I turn red like a lobster.
You're getting baked.
Oh, shout out to the patriotic lobster. Just thought I'd do that.
Hey, what is this? This is the tornado?
No, that's that hail in Russia 5 days ago, man. Come on now.
Yeah. It looks like fish falling out of the sky.
Oh, that's
right.
There's
ulterior motives, man. That's ulterior motive. You know what I mean?
Awesome. I would hate to be them, though.
I'll say, awesome not. I wouldn't want to get hit with a 1-inch hailstone.
Think about it. If Obama was out there, all he would have to do is fucking put his head up his ass like it normally is. He'd be okay.
Damn, right?
What about the dude trying to protect himself with a towel?
Right.
Add that bitch. Top of the dome in front of the face.
I'll take a towel over nothing, though.
Yeah.
They're getting hit with a paintball. I don't even know if that's a towel or a newspaper.
Damn, melted, though.
Put a blanket
We
on my.
get some pretty bad hailstorms around here. There was one about a year before I moved back that caused severe damage to cars and houses. I guess they said it was almost an inch size hail. Holy hell, man. For shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't get enough cold air like for that to ever happen here. And then we're in a valley, you know, we're in a bowl. So
Oh yeah, that's got to go way up in the atmosphere to build the hell.
Oh, we had it here in Mesa, man. We always get a lot of hail, but that was like really severe that one time.
Yeah, it hit a campsite, the tornado in Virginia, killed a couple people. But it hit a fucking like a KOA or some shit. That's fucked up. You're on vacation, then you get hit by a tornado. I mean, if you're at home, motherfuckers told you the weather was bad, but you're at camp and shit.
Man, I was just thinking about it too. Coming into August, we just had our first real rainstorm. And you know, they say April showers bring May flowers. That was, April was a long time ago. Why are we just now having our first real rainstorm to where it soaked the ground? You walk out and you get a little squishy on the ground.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where's the moisture?
We had a rainstorm come through here last week. It's 110 outside when the rain comes down, and it dropped like maybe 5 degrees after the rain had been done. Crazy. Now, nothing like warm rain.
I did a video of that. I did a video of that storm, Stinger. It was like easily 112 or something like that, and then it started raining. It was like last week or the week before, and it was just raining hard as fuck. But it was so hot, like you could just see there was like the water could do nothing to the hot ass ground. It was just so fucking hot.
Evaporated before it hit the ground.
No, it would hit the ground, but it wouldn't like wet the ground. It was weird. It would just like.
Oh yeah, when we get a light rain on a hot day, you'll see the raindrop hit the pavement or the sidewalk, right? and before another raindrop can hit the same place, it's already evaporated. You can actually watch it evaporate that quickly.
Wow.
But after 110, I mean, at 110, anything above that is just ridiculously hot. And the asphalt and the sidewalks and all that cement, that shit keeps the heat in. That's why it could be 2 in the morning and it's still like 105 outside.
Yeah.
Because it's all that heat that's been built into the asphalt and the cement.
Yep.
Yeah, you go out into the desert, right? It's 105 in the city, but you go a couple miles out into the desert, and it's fucking like 80 degrees, maybe 75.
So you're saying it's cooler, right?
It's cooler out in the desert where there's not any asphalt and concrete than it is in the city, because the city holds that in, and it basically heats the city all night long.
Right. It retains it.
Yep.
That's a mug.
How you doing, QC?
Hey, yeah, you're talking about insects earlier. That a lot of critters they spend most of their lifetime hidden, you know, in larvae and underground and shit like that. And like those wasps, it's probably just their season. They come out and they're around for a month or so, and they lay their eggs or whatever, and they don't hatch until the next year or whatever.
Frick, sarcadas. Have you guys got sarcadas? They live in the ground for 15 years before they hatch.
Well, there's lots of different kinds, yeah. And some of them are every year, and some are 7 years, and some are 15 years. And
the ones around us are 15 years in the ground, and then they finally come out and do their little duty or whatever, and then turn into some sort of noisy fucking insect. Oh my god!
Yeah, I can't sit on my front porch.
We lived in a rural area. Yeah, when we lived in a rural area, I just wanted to take a shotgun to the trees, man. Just bird shot. You know?
And why did they all do it at the same time? You'd swear it was just one of them, but there's got to be about 20 of them all doing it.
Oh, it starts with one.
You know what? The only thing that we have out here is them fucking things that buzz. Is it locusts or whatever?
Yeah,
They just buzz all day long while the sun's out. Like, the hotter it gets, like, the more that they just... You could be driving in your car on the freeway, and every patch of trees you pass, you could fucking hear it because they're all in the tree.
No, those are cicadas.
Oh.
Yeah, we got
here, it's usually when the sun starts going down. That's when they get really loud. Like that last 3 or 4 hours before the sun sets.
Oh, they do it.
That's mating season right there.
yeah, I've done that experiment right shortly after dark. I've actually fired up the lawnmower and let it run in the yard, and the cicadas are still louder than the lawnmower.
Exactly. No doubt.
Oh, yeah, there's the nasty bugger. Look at Ronnie got a picture of it.
Fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Gross.
They go to whip it down
huge.
here.
Yeah, that's the size that we had here, and I used to take my BB gun out and shoot them, and they bleed green, man.
And you go in the trees, and all their shells are all stuck to the fucking trees already.
Right?
You know, they look like pork rinds. They look like...
Yeah, they do.
I think they're politicians, man, because that's...
I wonder if you can eat them. I wonder if you can eat them like in a survival situation.
Oh, I wouldn't want to, man. I would not
Yeah, I
want to.
definitely wouldn't eat that fucking.
I'd rather eat the ant that's below it right there on the camera than that thing. That's, oh, God, no.
Yeah. It's got what looks like a McDonald's logo on its back. I've noticed that before.
It might be that new cicada drone they got, you know, with the GoPro cicada drone.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, though.
Dude, I would freak out if I ever saw that thing flying around my head.
Oh, dude, you don't want to come around where I live, then.
That's a new darkness, man.
They're at least this friggin' big when they're that size around here.
Yeah.
They don't hurt anything. They're just kind of freaky, though.
Oh, man, they're gross. Well, if they hit you when they're flying around, yeah, they hurt a little bit, but they don't bite you or nothing.
Yeah, just outside my window here, that was a couple days ago. This has been going on now for about 3 or 4 days. There's just tons of cicada killing wasps. Apparently, they're nesting off the edge of the sidewalk, digging their tunnels and stuff. But there's like about 20 of them, and they don't bother people, but they still scare the shit out of you because they're like fucking 1.5 inches long. And I've been just kind of watching them to see what's going on. You know, I just casually kind of walk by them, and they kind of investigate me, but they don't get excited. But it's not for the faint of heart to walk through a 20 wasps flying around.
They're doing it over here too right now. I never really paid attention at night. Yeah, they're loud as fuck right now too.
But the cicada killers, they dig tunnels, and then they must go through a mating ritual of some kind, and then they go capture a cicada and put it down in their tunnel and lay an egg on it, and then that egg hatches out a year later, I guess, into another wasp. So.
I thought he said Al Qaeda.
They have little burkas on them and shit.
We get hornets, man. Whenever I get a hornet's nest starting to grow, I kill that motherfucker right away. I don't even fuck around.
Oh. Yeah, I had an adventure with one of those last year, and I was mowing, got fucking mowed right underneath one, and all of a sudden these fucking things are stinging me, and I fucking hauled ass out of there.
They don't just sting once; they'll sting you like 3 or 4 times before you finally realize, like, holy shit, what the fuck is that on my arm?
They can only sting you once, but you'll get 3 or 4 of them to sting you at the same time.
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive when you come right up near their nest. So. Actually, the cartoons where they used to do that, they'd open somebody's pants and drop a hornet's nest in there.
I'm not a fan of them, but like I said, I'm kind of intrigued that it just seems like, now you can probably tell me QC better than I know, but does it not seem like it's a little later in the year? Is it the temperature, or, I mean, it almost seems like they're just now starting their season.
Yeah, I think it does seem like seasons are kind of fucked up because the fireflies, usually the second week of June, we usually see those pretty good, and you know, it's like getting on to near the end of June, and I made some comment in a video that I haven't seen any, and I went out, tried looking for them, and I started seeing them, but they seem like they're like 2 weeks late or something.
Yeah, we got some out here, but you're right, they're just now kind of building up.
Hey, Brolax, where are you at?
Oh, sorry, train.
Yep. FEMA train.
Aren't you in Texas? Where you at?
I think he's in Kansas.
Kansas. Kansas? I think it's Kansas too.
In that cold winter, let the pond get low because we didn't have any precip during the fall hardly, and then it was really fucking cold, so we lost all the fish in our pond. But lots of baby bluegills in there now, just fucking hundreds of them. You can see the water boiling at sundown, or they're hitting the surface. So I'll bluegill again next year to catch.
Yeah, the weather's definitely been weird. Like, usually around this time, especially in the middle of July, it'd be like 95, 100 degrees with 98% humidity, dew point in the 70s, and you're just breathing, you're sweating. But not this year, man. This year, we had like 2 days this week that got up to like 85 with humidity. But that's it, man. Like the 4th of July, that weekend of the 4th of July, it was pretty hot. But other than that, man, it's been like 80 degrees and no like I haven't even like really run my AC that much.
That's cool.
Yeah, Tuesday was kind of uncomfortable for us, and I was telling my wife's nephew about Stinker, his visit to the Midwest, and how he can swear his guns are resting right before his eyes because of all the humidity.
I'm not even joking, man. My AK was like covered in it. Yeah. I think it was in Kansas, though. That was the worst place for the humidity. Illinois wasn't too bad when I was there, but
yeah,
you can see it in the video, too. When I was doing the video, with Kansas, when I gave him the rifle, man, I was out of breath. It wasn't because I'd been exercising or walking around a lot. It was because I was trying to get some air that didn't have water in it.
Wow. That crowd gills.
I'm not used to that shit.
Is that humid over there?
And, well, you live in Illinois, and when I lived in Wisconsin, it was humid there, too, but
That's what I'm saying, it's pretty humid.
I guess maybe if you live in a dry environment for a while, then moving to a humid one, because I don't ever remember being that out of breath and that winded in Wisconsin, when it was humid there.
Uh-huh.
But I've been in Arizona for 4 years since then, and yeah, first time with humidity in at least 4 years.
I don't really see it like that. We've lived Kansas and Oklahoma all our lives, me and my wife, and it doesn't feel humid to us. So yeah, I guess you do kind of adapt in a way.
Same thing if you live in a really high environment. That it's hard to get oxygen at high altitudes.
You had to add the altitude part.
All right. Sorry. I know you were going somewhere else there, QC.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, when I was in Las Vegas, seems to be pretty dry over there too, huh?
Oh yeah.
I mean, considering, although it's very cool, every year magically before the SHOT Show is warm, and then after the SHOT Show is warm. And when you get over here, you gotta wear like a fleece and everything. So it's not cold as in Illinois, but you expect, I mean, warm. It's like, desert. Like no. Last 2 years ago, actually, was the worst one. I was like dressed pretty much as I left Illinois, same exactly clothing. I can understand during the night makes sense, but during the day, I'm like, damn. I don't know.
Yeah, I talk about some of those places where the temperature can swing from near 0 to like 70 all in the same day.
Oh yeah.
Well, out here in the desert, if you're out in the desert, it can be 100 degrees in the daytime and almost freezing at night.
Yeah. In Italy, there's an island called Sardinia where we were doing the training with the army. During the day, we were wearing a T-shirt and a body armor. During the night, we got frostbites. You know what I mean? Like amazing that the temperature excursion was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Really. Or foggy. Worst case scenario, fog and cold. If you're lucky. But it's normal, I guess. I don't know. Probably it's all the. It's like over here sometime during the day it's still warm, and then you go where it's a little bit more trees and grass is a little bit more warm, cool, I guess. But whatever, as you were saying, whatever you got concrete, especially over here, I got a driveway in front of my apartment, like a oven, pretty much. You know what I mean? So anyway, any other news, guys?
Did we see some news? I might have saw guys in live also out there. I might have saw some news about something about a shooting in a psychiatric ward.
Mm.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it was a shooter gone wild, gun gone wild, what have you. I don't know if the person. I just saw a flash when I came home because I don't watch news, but I saw a flash when I signed onto my internet. But if anybody else had ever, is it nobody else has heard about it, or I'm looking at the live comments too.
I think it was a doctor. The doctor ended up fending because I guess the doctor had a gun, and the doctor like fended him off or something. I guess, but I didn't.
All right, that's the first that's the first I've heard about it from the outside source. I didn't read into it because I don't watch the videos from external stuff, but I did see a news flash about it. Seems like every day now somebody's going off,
The medical center shooting. There is a video already on Facebook.
Okay.
Somebody posted. I didn't watch it, but there is a video right over here. Let me see if I can find it. I can probably put it on. Not even a video. What the hell is that picture? Fuck. Doctor returned fire in Philadelphia hospital shooting. Prosecutor says. Doctor wounded by a patient in a deadly shooting Thursday afternoon at the suburban hospital campus in Derby. Returned fire and wounded the patient. The police says. I guess he shoot back the guys.
Right.
The guy attacked him, was armed, but.
But it said deadly though, huh?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I guess.
So he didn't kill the perpetrator. The perpetrator killed patients or something, but the doctor didn't kill the perp.
Yeah. Returned fire and wounded the patient. So I guess didn't kill. No, he didn't kill the attacker. It just wounded him. I guess. The patient would add psychiatric problems. Opened fire after entering the doctor's office with a case worker. I don't know. Thursday afternoon.
Good
Williams.
news. Thank you, Fabrice.
He probably saw his bill. He probably saw his bill. It was like, fuck this.
Yeah. The female case. Okay, they killed somebody. The female case worker was killed. So somebody has been killed pretty much, I guess. All right. Oh, kind of confusing. Anyway. They're gonna blame on guns again, probably.
That's what I saw. The first few texts when I saw it was gunmen / whatever, and it brought mine. Here we go with the control again.
Yeah. In November they wanna vote over here in Cook. They're gonna vote. It's rumors. They wanna vote for a gun assault weapon ban. But the stupid thing, there is already one going on. I'm like, okay, what you're trying to do? There's one already. So what you're trying to do exactly? You know what I mean? So they wanna prohibit the buy and transfer. So if you have one, I think you can keep it. But,
That's so stupid, man. Any gun that's committed or used in an assault is an assault weapon. You can have an assault knife. If you assault somebody with it, that's what makes it assault, not because it looks like it. If you have a semi-automatic rifle that doesn't have a pistol grip or anything else that's on an AK, right? It's still just as deadly as an AK would be, and they try to make it sound like that because it has a pistol grip, it's so much worse. It's so much easier to shoot from the hip and all this other crap. It's like, no, actually, it's harder to shoot from the hip with a pistol grip. But logic doesn't mean anything when you have emotion.
Yeah, it's like the freaking moron, the vice president. The shotgun is easier to shoot than an AR-15. I'm like, yeah.
Right? Yeah, try that and get back to me on it, right?
Yeah.
And how many assault weapons are being used in crimes in Chicago? How many gang-related violence is happening with assault weapons or AK-47/M16 AR-15s? Hardly any. It's all pistols, but they can't get rid of pistols because most gun owners have a pistol. It's like either their first gun, their only gun, or everybody who's a gun owner usually has a pistol.
Well, especially now with the concealed carry permit, everyone is buying one. So
right.
even opening a gun store in a place they never thought of it. Even talking about downtown Chicago. But somehow they give you something, they want to take something.
Yep.
Because right now it's weird. The same county, they got different town. Every town got different. Well, not really different. You got 3 options or 4 options. So everyone follow their own home rules. You know what I mean? So, but then again, when you try to order something, you consider part of Chicago anyway, so they don't send you stuff. If you order a Tapco magazine, most of the companies say, no, we can ship it. You're in Chicago. I'm like, no, I'm not in Chicago. Like, I don't care. We don't want to get involved in Chicago. Like, so, but it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I like the 10-round magazine rule. It's so stupid. 10-round magazine. Well, you're quick and act. You can change the magazine in 3 seconds. There you go. What's your point? You know what I mean? But they sell. I refuse to buy those 30-round magazine pinned, so they can all 10-round. I might as well use a 10 round for an AR-15. You know what I mean? The old school one. Stupid. But they say I can.
Just like I didn't want to. When I first got into my AR build, I didn't want one. I ended up getting one because that's all they had available at the time. But I didn't want an AR-15 lower that had a fully automatic section, marked off. Because why should I have that marking on there if I can't actually go full auto? Because now it's just mocking me. So why have a 30-round magazine that's pinned at 10 if really all you can have is 10? Yeah, I got you. It reminds you what freedoms you don't have in a way,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's even more humiliating. Like over here, there is part of the rule says you can have a Colt as long as not. An AR-15 as long as not a Colt.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, really?
Oh, wow.
It's ridiculous, Or you can have a 20-round, another 30. Okay, 20, one of 30. 20, if I'm quick enough, I can change 3 20-round magazine. Meanwhile, you're still using the third. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can couple them for one.
Yeah, I'm like, really? And I like all the buffing, all the stuff for the arm brace and all the crap like that. It's so stupid, Then you find a way to, you know what I mean, run around that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
ridiculous. Also way too. And then I keep, oh, we don't need that kind of guns. Okay, well, then listen. Next time they're gonna come for your shotgun. The one after they're gonna come for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You end up having a black powder gun pretty much.
That's for you, Fabrizio.
All right, 40 rounder.
Is this your limit in Illinois?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I don't care. I can use everything. No, over here I don't have any limits over here. What I'm saying is the other towns technically they got problem with that stuff.
Oh yeah, I give Chris 10-round Patriot crap all the time. I show him my 150 round drum mag and tell him, where would you pin this exactly to limit it to only 10?
You know the problem is some my Bushmaster, for example, with some brand of their rounders doesn't even work. It doesn't feed properly.
Well, you can look at the shooting in Colorado at the movie theater. The guy was using a Beta mag. It's a 100-round magazine, and because he used that magazine, it saved lives because that thing jammed up like a motherfucker, and he had to throw that down that weapon and resort to one of his other ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking drum mags save lives more times than they don't. Now, I'm never going to tell anybody to get a saw mag because those things actually kind of work nice.
The same guy was carrying 10,000 rounds as a body armor and everything. Come on, 10,000 rounds.
Maybe if it was 22 ammunition, but even then, 10,000, that's a lot.
Yeah, what you got, like a donkey with you? A donkey around? Oh, that's where you gotta cut the salami with that? The chorizo? Yeah.
Here's body armor with this, buddy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta. So actually, I found out. Well, we're 1 hour away from where I live. There is a Maniago. It's one of the big, the oldest knife factory in Italy. They make blades and everything. It's pretty much the Toledo of Italy. Okay, Toledo is famous in Spain for the sword, the Spanish sword and everything. So it's called Maniago, and a friend of mine posted me a link. Holy crap, they got some nice knife. And even not expensive, and they're made in Italy at least. Sure enough, the metals come from other countries, but they're assembled over there. You know what I mean? They're manufactured over there. So I gotta go back. I gotta show what's his name, DJ, a bunch of stuff that I found online. They got some nice, pretty cool blades. You know what I mean? But because nowadays, that all the knife market, the argument, it's ridiculous, and I understand it's handmade and everything, but damn, $300 for a knife.
Do you bring your bug out bag to work? Does anybody here bring their bug out bag to work?
Well, kind of. Well, my wife in the car, she's always have 2 bug out bags, little ones, just in case. That we travel with us every time, okay?
Yeah, get home bag basically.
Yeah, and then with me, I got a poncho, a first aid kit, a fire kit, basic stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like like basic item. Although I work on Depot, trust me, there's a bunch of bug stuff over there. I can improve, I can scavenger inside the store in zombie apocalypse.
Right. While you're working, you're hunting down things. Oh yeah, I could use one of those, one of these.
A nail gun, see, I can use that one with a button. Look at that. I can take some zombie with that.
Employee discount, man. What's up?
Yeah, well, you gotta look around. Once in a while, you find a deal. I found I give a mule interesting. How do you call them? The thing you use to put the tents on the corner of the tent and you put on the ground. Sticks, ground stick, whatever you call them.
Sticks.
Yeah, and I give. We have a sale for a little bit. I give a set to a mule. They are spiral, okay? They're made of plastic, and on the top you put a piece of metal and you twist them. So they stay on the ground. There's no freaking way that you can pull them, and they and they're nice. They were like $1. I'm like shit, and so they were on clearance, and I bought like 15 or 10 of them. And the store manager was like, "Why do you need 10 of them?" I'm like, no, don't worry, never mind, I got it.
It's a good price. Come on.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta look around. It's especially for the workbench. That's the perfect place. Once in a while you got sale on tools. You know what I mean? They're no gunsmith tool, but you get it done. I find a couple of set of tap and dies. You know what I mean? All the stuff like that. Well, anyhow, you gotta be. Yeah, we got back. Yeah, well, Tony was asking. Yeah, my wife, she got 2 in the car. I mean, they are little. There is some socks, sleeping bags, a BV, old stuff. But better than nothing. Some what I got? Some a water tank, some water. You know what I mean? Canteen, some water. And then I got some fire starters, some cordage, a knife, maybe an axe, maybe I don't remember. Um, uh,
You got a big bug out bag then, not like a overnight bag or.
no, that one is probably 2 days, 3 days, probably, roughly. Well, you know, just in case, or even if you get stuck in the highway, you know, over here with the snow and everything can happen. You know, don't have food, you don't have water, your car's stuck somewhere. You got a blanket at least, you know what I mean? You can sleep, you know what I mean?
I wonder if you could use, like in the desert, if you could use a space blanket for like shade.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like important. That's what I noticed. Like the shade to where the sun is actually on top of you is like, man, it's gotta be what, Sting, like 5 more than that.
No, I would say it's closer, almost 20 sometimes, man. I'm walking the dog out in the sun, and I'm just hoping she'll go under a tree because it's actually nice in the shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder if you could use like the space blanket to like make some type of fucking shade over the top of you somehow.
Yeah. A tarp or something like that. You know, that's the same reason I got a bunch of contractor bags. You know what I mean? You can use for poncho. You can put some leaf inside. You can make a mattress. You know what I mean? And I bought finally those little shovel for gardening. You know, the teeny one. I bought that. My wife is like, "Why you bought one of those?" Well, that's a poo shovel. You know what I mean? If you got a poo, what you gonna do? You can poo everywhere. You know what I mean? Sooner or later, you're gonna pretty much fuck up all the. You know what I mean? The environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PPE, toilet paper, baby wipes. That's important for the bug-out bag, see? But, you know, it's... I try to make my own one. I never bought a made one. Even the medikit, sometimes when you buy in the store, there's a bunch of crap inside, nothing really useful, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of great videos out there on those too. That, you know, if you're not sure what exactly to put in there, check out, you know, what is it, the Patriot Nurse and a few other great channels out there that really break it down and great stuff. Yeah, I would never. Yeah, you can always make it yourself, and you can then customize it to what you think you're going to need too, because every one of us lives in a different environment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to need a snake bite kit for rattlesnakes. You might not, you know.
Yeah. I started my one. I mean, one of my first video I'm talking about 2 years ago was about a bug-out bag. If you look the evolution of it, you know what I mean, the stuff inside. In the last one, I dropped a bunch of pounds of stuff probably.
One great thing I'll recommend for everybody: get a book on botany in your area. If you don't know how to find one, they have them at libraries. You can find them online. But, you know, for me, I need a book on botany here in the Phoenix area so that I know what plants are safe to eat around here. And it's, of course, going to be different no matter where you are. But if you just get one that's local to your area, it's a much smaller book. It's easier to put in a pack, and you never know when you're going to need it.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, you know, it's all a matter of see what exactly you need, and most of all, you should be able to test your stuff, before you know, put it in a backpack, you know, because I end up being outside. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to use this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good camping trip will see what you actually need and what you don't.
Yeah, I hope so. Would be cool. Well, it would be another option one of these days.
That's what I'd like to do with my stuff, is just go on a weekend camping trip, see about trying to get, you know, try to use as much from the pack as possible, and find out what I need. What I needed I didn't have, and what I had I didn't really need. You know, and just adjust from there.
Mm-hmm. What's the other news on the market? Anything else?
Russia is firing, or we're accusing Russia of firing rockets into the Ukraine.
Really? Right. Like Putin gives a shit about us. It's so ridiculous. All the story, the gun, the AK ban, and everything. It was pathetic. You know what I mean? Pathetic way to, you know what I mean? Do a gun ban without, you know what I mean? The people trust. Oh, well, you know, they did that because they want to sanction Russia. Like bullshit. You know what I mean? Think Russia give a shit about us? You know, they don't give a shit. If you wanna call,
Putin laughs at fucking Obama, man.
they don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think by banning the importation of Russian munitions and stuff, that ain't doing nothing to Russia, man? It's nothing out that, for me, the only reason why they did that shit is just another way to get around some more guns that you can't have, you know, more ammunition you can't have. And the more they do that, and the more soldiers that return and they diagnose with PSD, the more they can't have guns, and they're basically doing gun control through loopholes and back doors, man.
Yeah.
And of course, you wouldn't want Russia to be sending their guns here and having them profit on it. But the thing is they're not profiting that much. There's not that many Siegas being sold in America to make it where it's going to be harmful to the Russians if they can't sell them here. You know?
But like I said, Russia doesn't give a huge shit about the United States anyway. You know what I mean? They don't care. They can sell guns somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Well, isn't the AK-47 like the #1 like gun in the world? Like,
yeah, well, copied probably, yes. You know, they made everywhere. They make copies because the one with the license were posted in Eastern Bloc, China, and everything. But then they start making them everywhere. You know.
Just like the AR was originally Colt, but now there's so many manufacturers of AR stuff.
Yep.
They all work.
For
But certain ones are considered AK.
Mauser and Mosin Nagants that were made from everyone, you know what I mean, with their variants. Mauser was one of the most copied one, you know. They used to made in different countries with different features, but they were made like everywhere. China, you know what I mean, Sweden, Turkey, Spain, Germany, of course. Mosin Nagant were even made in the United States at the beginning too, for a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, it's guns. You know, they travel everywhere. You know, especially you might be surprised to find them in the third world country. They still, you know, in Syria, what was in Syria, they saw some Second World guns, you know what I mean? World War II guns being used in Syria and Libya, you know what I mean? It's these shots, you know, Croatia, there were Croatian people, army, no, whatever, rebels using Thompson machine guns, you know what I mean? You know, as long as shoots, they'll use it, you know what I mean? It's sad to say, but it's part of the man evolution. Guns is part of the man industrial revolution, man evolution. Part of the economy. You know what I mean? Part of the economy. That, especially in the United States, a big deal, big business, I guess, right? I'm assuming, you know. So ranges and everything, you know what I mean? It's what pisses me off sometimes is the fact that I don't see people get mad too much about all this shit, you know what I mean? Except for YouTube people, you know? You go to the range, they're like, meh. You know? It's,
Right.
I don't know. About your AK, I was going, the folding stock is working properly?
So far, I haven't got out to shoot it yet. I get to do that on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, the stock works perfect, man. It looks good too.
When it's folded, it shakes or it's perfectly stuck in the air. You know what I mean?
Well, it also depends on how far forward the stock is. Like this is the furthest or the closest setting, so setting number 1. And you know, when you shake it, no, it doesn't. However, if you have it on the furthest out setting or setting number 5, and you do that a little bit, you see it came off just a little bit. So it's all about how much room. But you can hold it like that, and you see there's hardly any separation at all.
Gotcha.
Just a little bit. But yeah, it's nice. I don't think it's going to cause any problems when it's that close. It's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking together, debating if I get. There is a company that makes a full-size stock on Amazon. They're made in the United States. It looks nice, plastic stock, but they're nice. Or get a folding one too. Because I was waiting for the stock adapter from Rifle Dynamics too, you know.
Right.
It kind of sucks. Buy the stock adapter, put the stock and everything is gonna cost you $100, $150, more than what you paid for the rifle. Pretty much. It's freaking water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm gonna try it. There is a stock. I don't know if I can find a link. I think that again was on Amazon, and I think it's made over here. I don't know what's the name of the company. I was thinking today, like $40. So I mean, I can give it a try. I kind of plastic stocks. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really into that myself, but this one's made out of metal. It's machined pretty well. It's got great reviews. I did a lot of research before I picked it up, and then right before I decided to buy it, I was like, well, maybe I should ask Mule about it. And I didn't tell him what I was thinking about. I just told him, hey, what do you know, or what do you think about folding stocks? Which one would you recommend? And he totally recommended the one I was looking at. So I was like, well, that's good enough for me. And I went ahead and ordered it.
You bought from CNC, right?
Yeah, CNC Warrior.
How much did you pay for it, if you don't mind?
I think it was 120-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It might have been a little bit more. No, yeah, it was. Well, originally I tried to order it from the other one, Bone Steel Tactical, right? And I had got a coupon code for that one, and it was going to be like $116. And I called the guy because it didn't ship out after like 3 days, and I was like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's not in stock." And I'm like, "Well, it said in stock on your website." Yeah, I can't keep an accurate count of my inventory, so it always says in stock, even when I don't have it. I was like, oh, man, what a fucking idiot. Okay, when are you going to have it in stock? Next Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after. I'm like, a week and a half. You're going to have it in a week and a half? Yeah, and I'll get it right out to you the next Monday. So I'm thinking, okay, so not this Friday, not next Friday, but I could probably imagine receiving it the third Friday from now. Well, yeah, that's about... Yeah, I'm going to go check out CNC Warrior. And I ended up paying like an extra $6 or $10 or some shit like that, but at least I got it in a reasonable amount of time. So.
It's like Palmetto, they're pretty bad with the customer service.
Oh, Palmetto, I never want to order. I mean, they got great prices, but waiting 2 weeks just for them to finally ship it, and then you got to wait another week for it to get to you? No.
Yeah.
If when I order stuff online, especially gun stuff, they better be shipping that out by the next business day. If they're not shipping it out in the next business day, I'm calling and complaining.
No, I agree with you. Some company are amazing. Cope Distribution, Midway USA is pretty good. DNN, whatever, that one, the magazine one. That's pretty good. I mean, I never had any problem. Palmetto is the most, probably the worst one. Although they got good price indeed, because that's the one I found the cheapest 8mm Mauser, by the Palmetto, believe it or not.
Yeah. I remember when I was doing that last rifle, the Punisher rifle, I was just going to build the upper, right? Because I was like, well, I could find the parts and put it together myself for cheap. But then I saw Palmetto, and they were selling that upper for $400, and I did the math, and I would have saved like $10 if I had to put that upper together. So I was like, screw that, I'll just buy this and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, like CDNN, whatever. That one, they got pretty good prices, you know. The magazines sometimes, I don't know if they do that, but I found the one for the 74, the Tapco, were like $6.99 a piece. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll buy 4 of them.
Yeah, these slab side Tapco mags, I got these for $5 a piece.
Yeah, they were $4.95 at Mississippi too.
Oh yeah, they were $4.25, but after shipping, I only got 6 of them. After shipping, it basically was $5 a mag, which was pretty cool.
I'm good with the mags now. Actually, I tried the Pro Mag that everyone said, Pro Mag. You know what? They work fine on my 74. I don't know. Maybe it's.
And Pro Mag's the only thing I use on the Saiga 12.
No, see, my wife has one for the Ruger LCP that work fine.
Right? Yeah, my wife had one for the LCP. We just sold that recently.
Yeah, she sold that one too. But that's why she bought a 6 hour. I'll pick up my new 1911 Monday, so let's see how it goes with that one.
All right. Well, I'd have to say the LCP would have run those hollow points, brother.
Yeah.
6 hour might be a nicer, manufacturer might look pretty, but the LCP ran all all the hollow points I ran through it.
Yeah, no, I work with everything. The problem with the 6 hours, it's picky. So those, for example, the Winchester white boxes, the 380, the jam, I gotta use only round nose bullets. But you
Yeah.
can do pretty much everything. I'm shooting Tula, they work fine. You know.
Yeah, but if you can't shoot hollow points, man, I don't know. That's one of those things for me that the gun's got to work with everything, or I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. You know, it's all matter of performance.
It is a tool. You know, you want that tool to operate. You know.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever
That's
seen
why
this?
you buy a Glock.
Hey, Tone.
Yeah, so I'm watching fucking some retarded shit. What's up?
Have you guys ever seen how they do it down in Brazil? When I'll share it with it since we're on the topic. But if anybody,
And how they do vagina out in Brazil, and how they do fat asses out there.
That's right. That's right.
24/7 all day.
I guess 5-0 undercover was in a car, but this dude that's riding would be like Ron Brown and see.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this.
That's insane.
Oh, shit, would he try to jack him?
Yeah, for the live room that's watching us, just so they know it's a perpetrator he's going to rob. But
he's got a revolver?
Yeah, you see that? In case you didn't see it again. It's in Brazil, right? Tone said he saw it, but there's the perp. There's the perp. And the guy at the light might be undercover. I don't know where he comes from. I forget, Tone. But
dude, you want my bike, man? You can have it.
Yes, bro. He's gonna have a bad day in a second. There you go. Bye bye.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
What,
But, they went to Breezy. It's going to all of our.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to click on you so I can lock your screen in, but it's going to everyone's icon.
Yeah. Just give it a second to catch up. There's the perp.
Oh, no worries. There you go.
Oh. And Blacked Out is probably undercover off duty.
Chris would like these right here. Where's Chris at?
I've tried to get him in here 5 times.
He bounced.
He's probably doing his thing.
Rock, baby, the Rock.
What, did you shoot him?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's what he fucking got, though, Mario. That's what he gets.
Yes, smoked.
Yeah.
Guys like you that I want to be around when shit like that goes down.
One of these good guns to go shooting with. They're rubbery on the inside.
Wow, smoked his ass.
So the robber got shot, or the guy getting robbed got shot?
No, the robber, the perp did.
Cool. Good to hear.
Right. Yep. What was he carrying, though, guys? It was a pistol, right?
Looked like a revolver.
Yeah.
With a silencer?
Like a revolver.
Yeah, it is
No.
That's a regular revolver.
No, it had a revolver with some type of barrel shroud, some type of.
No, it just looks like it's a black barrel. You can't really tell what caliber. Probably 45, but I don't know. Definitely a revolver, though.
Could be a 38.
Yeah.
So right now we're witnessing the dude's last life. Bye bye, buddy.
I'll tell you what.
That guy in the hat got killed, or what?
Yeah, the guy in the Mini in the black back there was already at the light. The jack place. This is a Ducati Multistrada. But this guy right here, that's how they do that shit down there. They do get around on bikes, you know.
That's all they do, man. Bikes, scooters, mopeds. Remember Sting, I was telling you in Jamaica, all they use is 38 revolvers, the police. I was like, Sting, I've never seen
He's like, here,
a
bro,
cop.
here's your keys, bro.
I never seen a cop use a fucking revolver think I've ever seen, and I was like, damn, it's just weird to me.
Boom, boom.
Oh, some guy in a car somewhere else did it, huh?
Yeah, it turned out he was off duty or whatever, you know.
Mm.
But he was sitting there. He watched it all,
Hmm.
which is cool. He maintained it.
So would that be considered a good cop or a bad cop?
I don't know. Civilian.
I guess good cop. For once.
We just need more of them, but it's a wrap, dude. It's a wrap.
But they showed him laid out. I don't know if he made it or not. It don't matter. And the other one I'll show you. This happened. It happened a little while back, guys. But this is a 71-year-old handling business down here.
On the bus.
Nah, this was an internet cafe, guys. It used to be real prominent. Yeah, you know the internet cafe.
Let's watch it.
All right, if it's on there with Stinger and Tom.
Yeah, I feel like it's motherfucking movie night, Mario.
Yeah, I've seen this one, but I like it. It's awesome.
Let's check it out.
The thing about it is that the guys that perped, their buddy that got shot in the buttocks, he ended up dying, but they threw him out down the road. After, they kicked him out of the car. This is only 3 miles from my house, but they threw him out down the road, and they actually charged those guys with murder for accessory, right?
Yeah, if somebody dies while you're committing a crime, you're as guilty as anybody else. Yeah.
Yep. So he's going to come in, but security's 71 years old, man. And most of those folks that play at internet cafes are seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Internet cap, like internet casino?
Yeah.
Is that a casino?
Yeah, it's an internet.
No, it's just where you go to access.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were having on. Rewind that. I wasn't paying attention.
But they've shut them all down here now. We don't have them anymore.
Yeah, we're walking all shady.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's where poor people go to tweet about their day that they don't have a cell phone or home computer. So. We used to do that at the library, but apparently, they had the internet cafes for a while.
Oh, he just got shot.
Yeah, he
He's
died.
like, hold on, bro. Hold on, get back in the car. Don't leave me, bro. This is funny.
And they threw him out down the road, and they charged everybody with murder after that.
Wow.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to split and call it a night. Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was good
Yeah,
seeing
good to see you,
you again.
Good night, sir.
Alrighty.
Have a good night.
See you later, Breezio.
Yeah,
It's good seeing you too, bro.
Good night, Breeze.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for the link and thanks for the nice chat. Stay safe as always.
Yes, sir.
And try to live free. Right?
Watch your six.
Yeah.
If we can.
See you guys later.
Good night.
See you, Steve. See you, Breeze. We'll shut it down.
But you got Riddle Girl out there tonight, Russ. You got American.
Who's gonna shut her down tonight, Jimbo? You? Me? I gotta sign back on. I'll be right back. I gotta sign on as the drag. One of us gotta shut this bitch. Where's Tony at? Oh, that's where Tony started.
Okay, so you're
Oh, my bad. I thought Tony fucking bounced. I was like, who's gonna shut it down, Jim? I was like,
no, just let it run.
I was like, no. I was like, oh shit, there's Tony.
Yeah. I'm drinking.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, tonight gonna be a good night. She's off tomorrow, Tony, so we're gonna be alright. We're good.
I'm trying to get my mind right.
I'm about to get my. Oh boy, I got something to show you later, Mario. When we get off, I got something to show you.
Was Stinger bounce?
Yeah, Stinger bounce. If you want to just shut it down completely, we can just go off. Whatever you want to do, Tony, your call.
Go for a little bit
How many
longer.
people are watching? Anybody else watching?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
Oh, let's keep it running, baby. Let's keep it going.
Man.
Keep it
Yo,
going
I'm
live.
seeing shit.
Live, uncut, ready to go.
What the fuck? I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping. Dude, I think it was like one of the millipedes, man.
What the fuck are you watching, bro?
Dude, it crawled up my table. It's just a
Oh,
bug
Lord.
that
You and this bug, Berlance. You and Berlance. Berlance had a bug problem earlier. Chopped its head off, and the bitch was still moving.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bug, that's a dog.
That bitch, they chopped its head off.
Got it.
And it had 2 arms left. And the bug was still moving without a head and 2 of his arms. It's pretty cool. He definitely didn't want to go. That's for sure.
Guns, more guns.
Anybody brought home one of those electronic fly swatter thingies? Those are kind of entertaining. Anybody played with one of those?
No. What is
The
that?
fly lands on it, and it goes big snap, and it sits there and smolders and burns up.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Check that out.
Me get my hands on one of those $400 AKs, like
Yeah, Stinger fucking got his shit out. Good time, boy. Good time, good price.
He bought an AK for $400?
Yeah, $3.99.
Holy shit.
know it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Looks real good.
Yeah.
Got a nice CTR stock.
Yeah.
Shows good.
Plug out bag ready. Just have to plug out.
Yeah, you gotta get that ready.
Run around with his chest rig on. Crazy, man. Pretty good though. It's pretty comfortable. Gear it up, buddy.
Yeah. Always got the bags in the truck. They stay in the truck.
Oh, my beer belly gives it lots of cushion.
Dude, that thing is like a fucking huge, man. You sure that's not supposed to go in the back?
Dude, this thing is awesome. I was in the dirt and everything. Crawling around like a little fucking G.I. Joe.
Which one are you?
I don't know.
Which Joe are you?
The one that kicks ass. I don't know. The one that likes to drink beer and fuck shit up.
I like to drink beer. That's for certain.
Yeah. Works good though, man. I'm telling you, everything's good. I'll do a video on like functionality.
I have a like when back in the day I used to do paintballing, and we used to do like go out in the woods and shoot with paintball guns and stuff like that. And I used to have a what do they call them, a rucksack, but my rucksack would be on like my backside, like the front, like it would be on my backside. So like if I needed to grab stuff, I just grab it right from the like if I ran out of paintball pellets, I always had like 200, 300 ready to go, and I just load them up into my the hopper. But it was always on like the back part of it, like on my butt, my butt side. But that's paintball. That ain't like real survival shit.
Yeah, dude, this right here, I don't know, it just works good. It's way lighter than my S-Rig was. Feels way better too. So I'm rocking that like a champ. It was fun though, running around with it on. Gotta be ready.
Paintballing was cool because you used to learn like strategy and shit like that, in like the simulation battleground. And one thing I've learned about all that bullshit is whoever has the higher ground always wins. You gotta get the higher ground, and that way you can like see. But the only thing is, there's a disadvantage to being up high. Is you gotta make sure you got plenty of supplies, plenty of like everything, because to get your supplies up to the top of the mountain or the top of whatever the hill, like the other team could just like circle your hill and just wait it out. But that was no fun. You just go down and just be like, ah, kamikaze, and then you just get shot up. You're like, I'm dead.
A lot of dudes play airsoft, but I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
The best strategy we had because we used to play like 15 on 15, and the best strategy was this dude. He was really good. He scouted the territory, and he found a Christmas tree grove, where the Christmas trees would be like 8 feet high, like not even 8 feet, like maybe 6 feet high. So you could literally stand and like camouflage yourself in the Christmas tree grove, and then when the dudes would come by, you just pop up and just pop, just blast, run in, just blast a bunch of them, and then take off, run it back into the Christmas tree grove, so they couldn't find you. Then you'd come back in, shoot a couple of more. That battle only lasted about 15, 20 minutes, and then we killed everybody. It was kind of sucked, but it was a great strategy.
There's a lot of people that are really passionate about Israel.
Israel?
You really touch a nerve when you say Israel, when you say something against Israel. It's cool with me. I don't give a fuck. But damn, there's a lot of chats on Thursday night now.
I could throw in my 2 cents in, but it's like this. It's like yes, what Israel is doing is bad. It's horrible. But what the Palestinians are doing is also as bad, because they're shooting rockets. Like, they're the ones that instigated all this bullshit. Well, supposedly they're the ones that instigated, because they were shooting rockets, and I guess they were using like some pretty sophisticated rockets, and they were shooting them into Israel. It's kind of like if Mexico started shooting rockets into Texas. Don't you think the Texans would be like, all right, we're loading up, we're going? It's kind of like the same.
I keep hearing that comparison, but it's nothing. It's nothing even similar at all.
Well, yeah, the Israelis have the superior force, so yeah, they're gonna create more casualties. But if somebody's shooting, either way, you're still shooting.
All you gotta do is look at the maps of how much land the Palestinians had ever since the state of Israel and all that shit was established. All you have to do is look at the map and see how much, all the way up until now, how much land they've lost. They're on like what was it? Didn't you say the specs on the land that they're on? Like 6 miles by 2 miles.
6 by 26 or something. It's not very, or 5 by 26. It's not very big.
Yeah. You're talking about that's the most densely populated place on the planet. That's how squished in that they are on that little silver of land.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting is Kerry. When Kerry went to go to the Middle East, he didn't go see the Israelis and will tell the Israelis to stop. He went to the Palestinians and told the Palestinians that they need to cut their bullshit out. Like stop shooting rockets into Israel.
Kerry is a fucking idiot. So anything that Kerry does is like, I'd be highly skeptical of what he does. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if he would have became our president? That guy is out of his fucking mind. Him and Gore, or not Gore, him and Gore's out of his mind. Him and Biden. Fucking dumb.
No matter what, it's a clusterfuck, and it's been a clusterfuck for like the past 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, and there ain't nothing you're gonna do that's gonna. They're always gonna fight. They're always gonna kill each other, and it's gonna happen probably for another 4,000 years. It's just the way they are, man.
We'll be slaves. We'll all be slaves in like 40. We'll all be complete, like total slaves by then. It'd be crazy.
The weapons just got more sophisticated. Before it was whoever had the iron knife and whoever had the steel knife. The steel would always defeat the iron. Like it's just the way it is. It's just the weapons got more sophisticated. Instead of knives and bows and arrows and swords and all that stuff, now they're using tanks and fucking airplanes and, well, the Palestinians, they're still using fucking knives, but,
Yeah, you should, you want to gain, I said this in a video I was going to post earlier, but I never posted it. If you want to gain hella subscribers, just be pro-Israel. If you want to lose hella subscribers, just be against Israel and just watch your subs. That's all.
yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck about subscribers. I only care about the truth. I don't really care about subscribers.
Yeah, I lost like 15 since I posted that video.
But just war in general is an ugly business, man. Just war, period. Ugly business.
Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Yeah. Good stuff. Dude, it's all a joke. So we're just living in it.
I just hope they have a cease. Like the only thing I'm hoping for is maybe a ceasefire. Maybe they'll cease fire for a while, but then they'll just start fighting again. Something will happen. They'll just start fighting again. Hope for another ceasefire. But the only thing is, Israel fucked up because they bombed a UN school, like a UN, like a school that had a bunch of Muslims in it, and they were like children, and they actually bombed a UN. So to them to bomb a UN, like that's a big black eye to Israel. Like Israel is probably gonna face war crimes for that. They're probably gonna find the general that did it and probably throw him in jail or something. I don't know. Because I guess it's okay to kill a school with a bunch of terrorists in it, but if you bomb a school that has UN peacekeepers in it, then that's worse than the terrorists. I don't know. It's so fucked up to wrap my brain around it. Ugh, it hurts.
You should see these rockets that they're firing into Israel. Like some big ass fucking Indian reservation fireworks.
Yeah, they're World War II shit. They're like mortars? But the thing is, they store them in civilian houses. Supposedly, that's what I hear from the news, from the mainstream media, is they store them in civilian, like they're using civilians as like shields, like bodyguards, I guess.
They put them in baby cribs and they tuck them in the bed. They sing them a lullaby.
Well, you remember back in the day, back in like the 90s, they used to have, like, women used to have babies, and they would, like, once their children grew up to like 14, 15 years old, they'd fucking strap fucking belts with fucking bombs in them, roll up into McDonald's or whatever the fuck version of McDonald's they had over there, and they just Allah Akbar and fucking blow themselves up and try to, like, they used to do it on buses. I'm surprised that shit hasn't come to America yet. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, why don't
fucking buses starting to blow up and McDonald's and fucking Burger Kings and all that shit.
So why don't the Palestinians just use their Iron Dome and their F-16s and their nuclear weapons?
Oh, they don't got that shit.
Oh, that's right. They're fighting an entire nation backed by the world. Yeah, that's right. They don't have those things, so that's why women walk into McDonald's and blow the fucking place up.
Blow that shit up!
Well, you do the same thing. What's that, Tony?
Hey, if there was a Jew there, they'd probably fucking do it. That's all they want to do is blow up Jews.
If you had to undergo the same thing and you lost your family because of some sanctions and embargoes and paperwork and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and you didn't have anything but sticks or stones, you know, what would you do?
I couldn't tell you because I've never been put in that situation, so I can't give you a straight answer on that.
Yeah, that's true. And none of us know because fortunately we haven't, you know, we can still go to Walmart and we don't have to go through a North Korean checkpoint. And because we don't have the paperwork, we don't get to go through and then your family starves and you have to watch. And it's a bad day. It's a real fucking bad day.
It's funny because, you know, some people who, like, if they know the whole story and everything, they would relate the whole, like, Palestinian thing basically to, like, what we're going to be. Like, where we are right now is basically, I don't know, our future is looking like the same people that they call terrorists. You know, like, what's our government's definition of terrorists? They call us terrorists, so for them to call some other group or another country terrorist, it's hard for me to believe anything they say, especially when so-called other terrorist groups, we've been fucking financing them. So how does that, you know what I mean? Well, listening to the government's definition on who's a terrorist and who's not a terrorist, I wouldn't listen to that.
If you go by a body count, I mean, who kills more people than we do? Come on. Anybody? Anybody even close? That's what I thought. We run this shit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we fuck shit up. What's up, High Desert?
I don't know. What did I fall into here?
It just depends on if you want to talk about. Well, you might be called an anti-Semite if you come into this chat.
Right. Okay. It would be the. Well, I don't know if I've ever been called that before or not. Might be the first time.
I'm a Nazi. What am I? A Jew-hating Nazi is what I was called today.
Right.
That's why my head's shaved. That's what I told him. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's another thing just to divide us, but it's funny. I never really noticed how deep the divide was, like in this country over Israel and Palestine.
I know.
I mean, you got way more logic. There's a way bigger majority of people that are logical and can understand killing fucking kids and women is wrong. You know what I mean? But then there's like the pro-Israel people that are for the most part like good. They're getting what they deserve. Like, what the fuck? For real? That's what I have a problem with. But it's just something else to divide us, just like race. I mean, this is just another thing. Religion, right? Or, yeah, religion, race, religion.
Well, keep that in mind that Judaism is a religion. It's not a race of people. There's no human that's born Jewish. You have to convert to Judaism to become a Jew.
They would beg to differ. I'm pretty sure they would argue with you that you're wrong.
Well, they'd be wrong.
Jew is a race, not Judaism is a religion. There's two separate things.
Where are Jews born?
I always thought Jews were a religion too. Now they're considered.
They are. There's no such thing as a race of like Caucasian, African, Jewish.
I'm just saying
doesn't work that way.
They consider themselves.
I know.
Many people would consider themselves their own race as well.
I understand, and especially the Zionists. They think they are their own race, but the bottom line is they're not. They're just like Catholics. Are Catholics a race of people? Or are they just people who subscribe to the same dogma? That's what a Jew is.
Well, the thing is that Israel is not a Jewish state. As much as they might try to claim it, it's not a religious state.
Israel isn't a state. There is no such state called Israel.
Actually, Israel technically is a group of people.
A Bible definition.
They're the descendants of, I think it's Jacob or Abraham or
Jerusalem. Jerusalem. It sounds evil.
there was Esau. You know, Esau was Jacob's brother.
I don't know. All I know is it's a fucking thing that divides us. That's the point. Who the fuck cares about why the fuck they're doing whatever they're doing?
But why does it divide us? That's the big question, right?
Yeah, because everybody's either pro-Israel or they're against what Israel's doing. So, like, no, I mean, there's hardly any, like, honest debates or good debates where the two parties or one of the parties doesn't walk out fucking highly pissed off.
Yeah, because you can't criticize Israel without being a Jew hater, and you can't sympathize with the Palestinians without being a lover of Islam, right? You can't be in the middle.
Huh?
What time you going in?
That's exactly the problem. Because all of a sudden I'm like some Muslim sympathizer, anti-Semite, because I don't fucking side with Israel. Israel is, like I was saying earlier, it's just like, that's an extension of us. We're an extension of them, in my opinion. Just like, you know, you got the UK. If some shit goes down, UK, Israel, and America, and probably Canada too, are going to go down.
It's all part of the same machine.
I mean, it's our interest in the Middle East is all it is. It's our fucking piece of property, our interest in the Middle East.
It's like everything else. We're cleaning up the mistakes of the British Empire. That's what Israel is. It's a leftover of a British idea.
They want that motherfucker bad, though, don't they? They've made it bigger over the years. It's not like it's going away anytime soon. They fucking claim way more land now. I mean, I'm gonna try to find these maps and screen down. But the land that they've gained over all this, over the decades, is crazy. But, yeah, then it sounds like I'm fucking, yeah, it's whatever. But, you know, shit's going on here that's way fucked up, too. I don't know if that's maybe why the Israel thing popped off so that the border thing can be forgotten just a little bit.
It was interesting how it happened the same day as the Ukrainian jet plane ordeal. It all went down the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really, like, what's the whole, like, I know supposedly some Ukrainian rebels or whatever the fuck they were shooting at a Russian plane, but I guess they missed the Russian plane and they shot down an airliner instead. Like, is that what I'm hearing? Or they they thought it was
There's a bunch of different possibilities because nobody knows the truth except for, well, there's people that know the truth, but it's not coming out. I'll put it that way.
We shot down 2 military planes today, I think it was, over the Ukraine, and then Russia launched rockets supposedly into the Ukraine.
So this stepping up. Russia is stepping up their game.
Yeah, but
they want the Ukraine bad. They don't want the Ukraine to go to the EU. They're like, fuck that.
They don't want it to be controlled by the EU. Exactly.
That's what it is. We'll just fucking let this motherfucker burn.
Everybody's lost sight of what started this whole thing was that European Central Bank wanted control of Ukraine. That's when the protests started because they were manipulated by both sides, kinda. Because the government originally in Ukraine was Russian-backed, and the central bank backed the protesters because they wanted to get the bailout for the farmers in the western part of the country. And the western part, or the eastern part, which is industrial Russian, didn't want to go. And that's what caused the initial protests. And here we are.
I say fuck it, man. That's Russia's war. Let the Russian fuck with that shit. No American involvement, none of that shit.
I'm not gonna let them though, because we're fucking. We got the UN and all them motherfuckers' backs on some bullshit. I mean,
well, unfortunately, our central bank is tied into the EU central bank, and we both, if one falls, the other one falls. So they got to back each other up.
And that's why we can't leave each other alone.
Yep.
So we're all. It's I guess it's our best interest for the Ukraine to become
No.
part of
It's
the
not our
EU.
best interest. It's the central bank's best interest.
Oh, the central banks, yeah.
It's not us. It's the central banks trying to float their currency another 10 years or whatever. It's going to take them because the dollar's falling apart.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, they make so much of it. What the fuck?
Well, they put it in a computer. I don't think they make it. They just put it in a computer.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty easy for them. They don't have a drill job, so they just go out and cause hate and discontent to prop up their currency.
So they're just making another bubble, and they're just trying to find a country to keep that bubble afloat.
There you go. I think it's for sure.
I hope the world is ran by lizards because at least that would make sense.
Who? Somebody comment out in the chat?
No, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking.
David,
you know,
you're going to David Icke on this
well,
one?
you know, it's a possibility, and I'm hoping
David Icke.
that would make sense. You know, at least I can sit there and go, oh, okay, well, that explains a lot of this shit.
Well, I think they're so messed up, right?
Yeah, you know.
Why there's a lack of humanity at the top levels of the food chain, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. If it really come out that, yep, these are lizards, you'd be like, oh, well, shit, duh. You know, think
No
about
wonder
it.
we're killing people left and right.
Right, no wonder. You know, because if these were people, then yeah, then what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Then everybody's a psychopath, and that's a lot of psychopaths running around with a lot of power.
Well, not really.
Well, what is the purpose of it? Like, what's the goal of a psychopath? That's what they want. They want power. They don't give a fuck about money.
Not always. They don't always want power. I mean, some of them just want to see the world burn.
That's what I want to see. The world burn.
They want to see the conflict. They want to see the angst.
That's Batman. That's a Batman reference.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whoa. Hey, now we know Batman. That's part of the conspiracy.
Perfect
No, you
portrayal
watch,
of a pure sociopath.
You watch the Joker, the Batman movie with the Joker. What was it?
Yeah. Probably really look like a guy with a plan. The cops more than has plan.
Dude, you sound like him.
Schemers trying to control their little world. I'm not a schemer.
We're not going to see you at a movie theater anytime soon, are we?
You might.
There's Batman versus Superman. That's coming out in a couple of years. You know, there's probably going to be a shooting. There's probably going to be a shooting during that shit.
God. Well, at least the movie will be interesting because that sounds like a pilot. Whatever. People pay to see anything, I guess.
You need moldy cheese? Cheese is mold, right?
Moldy and cheese?
That was interesting catching the Jaeger chat earlier. I just wish they would have taken some things from the chat room. Yeah, and got into a little bit more of a, you know, I don't know.
Fandango?
Yeah. Tac Daddy's chats go pretty quick. They're fast paced. They're not lounging around like us at the bar. Can't keep track of stuff.
I'm chugging on a brewski.
Yeah, all night. Yeah.
I was asking them in the chat how long we're gonna watch this descent into a third world dictatorship.
Right. Well, we've talked about it before. Either fear or the pain of itself will dictate.
A third world country, man. We'd have to be riding around in buggies and like horse-drawn carriages for us to get into a third world status.
I don't know. I mean, not necessarily.
We ain't gonna be able to rely on cars unless you're rich. Only the rich people had like cars. Everybody else rode donkeys. Well, at least you know the country that from Portugal. That's how Portugal in the 80s was a third world country, and they only the rich people have. And the cars that they had were these tiny little, like 2-cylinder, fucking tiny little things. But everybody else, man, they rode around in donkeys and horse. Like my grandfather, you know, he rode around in a horse-drawn carriage, like a horse-drawn. Well, not even it was a horse; it was a donkey. They call them carrozas. But the only thing is, the fucking donkey would be all stupid. It would like chill out and eat on the side of the road and
be a jackass.
Yeah, my grandfather would whip it. He'd be like, "Come on, let's go, donkey, let's go," and the donkey would just want to eat. That's third world. That's America. Like I don't know. At least
there's a lot of cars in places like Iraq, but it's still a third world country. It's just a relative matter of how the economy works and how much access people have to.
Exactly.
Well, they got a lot of oil. They got a lot of oil, so at least they can. At least they can drive. I think. I don't know.
Oh, they're not good drivers.
I've never been to Iraq, so.
Yeah, you don't want to drive on the same highway if you don't have to. It's better to be in an armored vehicle.
What's up, HD? What's up, JoJo? What's up, brother Chad?
G.
What's up, G?
What's going on?
What up?
Brolance is over there. Brolance is muted, I guess.
Oh, I know. We've been in here since.
Probably just watching.
Now y'all got it. I sent y'all links.
Hello.
JoJo?
Howdy there.
What's going on, Slow? What's up, Slowbo?
But going back to what you said, Chad, it's just like, what's it? How long are we going to watch this?
Yeah.
How much pain are the people willing to endure, or how long will they live in fear? Are they going to stop living in fear and stand up, or continue to cower in fear? That's the two main factors, I think.
Yeah. They've made it too easy to give up.
It hasn't hurt enough of them. You get enough of them with their bellies empty, they'll start to rise up. You know.
Yeah, but that's the whole purpose of the police state, is to keep people in fear too. So.
Right.
One goes as the other one goes. You know, they're what's that word? They work at the same time.
Yeah.
The best.
Proportionally, not inverse, but whatever.
The best analogy I can think of is a squirrel. Why does a squirrel cross the street, risking getting hit by a car? Because their bellies are empty. They're hungry. They're like, oh, I heard all the acorns are over in that dude's yard. So they'll cross the street, even though fearing that they might get run over. But you can see them plastered all over the road. They still do, especially in the fall when the food starts to get scarce. There's not as much food to go around to everybody, so they'll take that. Like, all right, let's take that chance. Let's go across the road. Splattered by a car. In a weird way, it's like humans are kind of in the same way. It's once the belly starts to get hungry. Once the belly starts to ache, it's kind of a motivator for some people, not all, but for some people.
Yeah, but
once the food supply.
But by the time we get that hungry, we'll be too weak to fight.
Yeah, as that happens, the police state rises stronger and stronger. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but if only the police are getting fed. That's kind of like North Korea, no?
Oh yeah, I mean it's like any other state-run society. I mean, they have the privileged class and the enforcement class, and then everybody else.
Yep.
There was a saying by I was watching a video by Tupac Shakur, and it was one of those like documentary videos, and he had some pretty good points about how is it that I'm sitting here, I'm serving the richest motherfuckers on the planet. I'm serving them food, and they're only eating like half of it, and the rest of it gets thrown away. Well, I'm over here serving them this food. My belly is friggin' empty. I have no means of eating or whatever, and you're just tossing that food out. Eventually, you get hungry enough, you'll be like, wait a minute, man. You just wasted all that food. I could have just fed my whole entire family with that food. And I don't know, maybe I think that's what's going to take.
mention we're fucked.
Yeah.
You guys got any? We'll run it for 10 more minutes online. Unless somebody else wants to jump in as a dragon. Otherwise, I'm down for. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail out of here in a little bit anyway.
I got another hour. I got another hour in me.
Yep. I'm ready for an after. Whenever you all ready.
What up, Joe?
Jojo Little Snub.
Yeah, okay, here you go. I'm just not ready yet, that's all. I was finishing up a couple of things. And, okay, now I just have one more thing to do, and I'll be with you guys in a second, okay? Thanks for the invite, by the way. Be right in.
Anytime, bro.
Roland, you still there?
West Nile virus being reported in Arizona.
What virus?
West Nile.
Oh.
Around. That's been here too.
Oh no, I'm sorry. First West Nile virus death this year reported in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
If you see like a couple of thousand, then you'd be. But if it's just one, you know, sucks for that guy or person or whatever. But it's like once you start seeing a couple of thousand, then the antennas start coming up, and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. That's when you start paying attention to that shit.
And I tell you what, thousands come from one, and there's always a patient zero.
Yep, you're right about that. And that's what the whole swine flu bullshit was about.
Well, that's how the bubonic plague came about. I mean, there was that first one motherfucker, you know, oh shit, you know, this doesn't look good. Oh well, it's just Bob, let's not worry about it. Next thing you know, how many million dead? You know.
Okay, I'm ready.
There's a lot of news stories.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's going on for sure.
I think the world's coming off the rails.
I can't wait. Started working.
Talk about us.
Well, that'll be work too, Tony. It'll just be a different job.
Yeah.
Probably with different rules.
I'm ready, man. No fucking point in doing what we're doing now. I mean, I guess like the free time is cool, right? The free time they give us.
See, I'd rather have a free life.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Free time and sitting in the corner and time out and yeah,
It's out there. It's out there. We're just living. It's not here.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy part is, if we ever could get our land back and get our country back and everything like that, you'd have so many people that would probably just move out into the middle of nowhere and go back to homesteading and living free-ass lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people return to the country, you know?
That's what I'm trying to do.
You'd hope
I was telling Tony last night, HD, fucking Amish, they live with no power, straight up, 16-hour days, no bills, they're happy as can be, no stress, no drama.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Because the stress that they're involved in is different from the stress that we like. Their stress is like, all right, make sure these crops grow and make sure we have enough food to feed us through the winter time.
Their stress makes more sense than the stuff we deal with. That's kind of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'd much rather, but they still deal with stress.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I mean, it's human nature. You're gonna have stress.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
But there are natural
They don't
stresses.
stress. They don't stress the way we stress.
Hey man, you have a bad growing season, and it can fuck your shit up in the wintertime.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's as bad as stress as fucking worrying about the tax man coming to fucking take you away.
Right.
Exactly. It's a difference between a natural cycle of stressors and accomplishment and achievement versus an artificial one. There was a very intelligent professor that said that our problem now is that we don't have any way to complete our cycles. So no matter how much possessions or money or whatever you have in this world, these people still don't feel fulfilled because they don't complete a cycle of initiating something like planting a seed and taking it all the way through, to harvest. They don't experience a cycle of completion ever in their lives because the machine completes their cycles for them. And it doesn't matter how much food or security the machine spits out that they have, they feel more insecure than ever because they know it's been taken out of their hands. So they're not living a natural life anymore. They're artificial. You know who said that?
Nope.
Professor Theodore Kaczynski.
I never said that guy wasn't.
You should read his book. He's got some good ideas. Like this can't be fixed. It's a flaw. The whole design is a flaw, and thus it can't be repaired. And you have to tear it down.
Chad, real quick, that video that you put out yesterday with the older gentleman talking about the hoax. What was his name?
Oh, PK. I mean,
What's his name? What's his name?
If you're talking about the guy from Australia.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He's an American, older gentleman.
All right.
He put the video out yesterday talking about the hoax, about the school.
I mean, obviously you're talking about Sandy Hook, but I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Older gentleman, gray hair. I have to go back. I'll try to get it out.
Jim Fetzer. It could be Jim Fetzer. It could be Wolfgang Halbig. It could be a lot of different people on that. I can't remember what I put out all the time. Once I put it out, that's why I put it out, so I don't have to think about it anymore. Go on to the next thing,
Okay.
Get that out of my head. Let you all deal with it.
Well, I'm happy you put it out, man. Definitely need to watch it.
I got a question. What do you guys contribute to the population bomb? What was it like in the 1900s? It was like what, a couple of billion people, and in a matter of I don't know, 70, 60 years, we're up to 7 billion. What contributed to the population bomb?
Medicine and sanitary conditions.
Yeah.
Several things. Better health and sanitary conditions.
Decline of war, believe it or not.
Yes, decline of war, much less violent society. And it's just a numbers game. It's an exponential thing. Once you get to a certain number, so to speak, it starts growing exponentially rather than 1 plus 1, and that's where you see the growth curve. That's where that curve in the graph is.
Because I don't think there's ever been a time in world history where we've had 7 billion people on a planet.
We've only been tracking history for just a moment, just a brief glimpse of time. We know nothing.
Anybody got any shout outs before we go private chat?
Good.
Shout out to Rebel Solutions wherever he's hiding out. Pat.
Yeah,
Brother Mule. Shout out to Brother Mule.
Yeah, I hope he's
Brother
getting ready.
Brother Chris.
I say this shout out to all the people out there watching us on YouTube. If you see a comment, check out their channel and maybe go sub them,
Always.
And if you've never in your life looked into any of these things, start with Sandy Hook because it's the easiest to see.
Mine was 9/11. 9/11 was what got me started. That got the ball rolling for me.
Sure. It was Waco for me.
Everybody still doing shout outs or not? Is everybody done?
That's what we're doing, Joe.
Okay. That's I'll shout out HTP and Third Op.
Third option.
Yeah.
Fuck that third option guy. He's an asshole.
Depends who it is.
And shout out everybody else on the panel tonight.
I mean, we could leave it open if somebody wants to come in as a dragon. I gotta get up for work in the morning. So.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to roll too. No big deal.
All right.
I can hang on the after for a little bit.
Oh, there is 2 green dragons in here. Well, you want to leave it running and stop it? We'll go in the after chat.
Yeah, I'm leaving too. I'm gonna go listen to Coast to Coast. So.
Right on. All right, peace, everyone. Thanks, everyone who came out.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
I'm pretty sure it's going to host a Sunday one. If I'm
Yeah,
not
we'll have somebody. If not, I'll run it.
You having a junk chat tomorrow night?